Hello. Happy Sunday. We are back at it again with some The House in Fata Morgana. As y'all might have seen last stream if you were tuned in, we did happen on one of the very incredibly tragic endings. And as Archeolus said, also hello Archeolus, hello Jeremy, hello Captain. Good to see y'all. Hope your Sundays have been going well. I am fucking dead tired, guys. I mean, like, not like mentally, like I am fully here, ready to read, but like physically, like after I got off of work, I like took a shower and I was in bed for like an hour. Managed to cook myself my like meals for the week, and then like, you know, now here I am. Can barely walk. You can hear the fatigue in my voice, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, those days are long. We on that blue collar grind, as it were. Also, hello, speedrunners. Good to see you too. Hope you're doing well. In any case, we munched down on some quick dinner. We are fully like satisfied, sated. Our physical necessities have been dealt with. Yeah, what's this game? This is The House in Fata Morgana. It's a visual novel. It's a visual novel. And it delves a lot into, I guess, I mean, it is a love story. It's like very tragic love story, I guess. Is probably like the best way to put it. Highly, highly recommend. Totally worth either one, going back and listening to the previous streams for all the House of Fata Morgana streams that I've done, or even playing it yourself. Because, man, some of these stories have been literal gut punches. Yeah, like the what you and she desired ending, tragic as hell. Like, we came to learn that we are the white-haired girl searching for gosh, what was his name again? We've already forgotten for a second. What is it? I mean, goat. I think it was like Michelle. Michelle, thank you. And we've been trying to find him throughout like multiple reincarnations of like no such luck. It's quite the story. Anyways, though, we already did the acceptor proposition ending, which was like us, you know, resigning to the fact that we might never see Michelle again, and we just live forever in like the void, right? Yeah, what would the next door be though? I mean, I feel like maybe rather than like another door, we could be going back into the previous doors and like experiencing more from the characters. I don't know. Because it felt very like final with the whole like Michelle story and everything we learned about like, you know, Jacopo, Mel, Bestia, you know, it's like maybe they'll like delve more into like what happened after the initial like, I mean, everything that happened before, right? So, I know I already made my save. My guess is that like reject her proposition is going to be another like kind of game end scenario where, I don't know, maybe she might get mad at us and be like, then perish or something, and then we get like snapped out of existence. Whereas I think there's still more to be done, is genuinely like there is more to be done, more to be experienced. So let's go for ending 2, potentially reject. And then see Giselle get fucking Thanos snapped out of the void. Probably. I don't know. Is the witch spiteful? Is the witch mean? Is the witch evil? Maybe in some regards, but I don't know. I don't think she's ever done anything like... No. Has she ever done anything that was like not a reaction? You know, like... Was she ever, preemptive with any of her, like, decisions? Because the way the story tells it, it's always, like, your wish, and then that wish being twisted. A very, like, monkey's paw scenario. So, I don't know. Maybe, like, the act of rejecting means, oh, you reject, but you'll never see Michelle again, too. Just a thought. Alright. Rejected is. Let's let her down. Hard. You could not accept the maid's offer. If what she said was true, you could not give up on your search. You had spent years and years waiting to reunite with someone. Your previous attempts may have been rife with mistakes, but you could not stop trying. Come, Master. Spend eternity with me in the mansion. We will have the most wonderful time together. The sweet tone of her voice, her cold fingers, her icy smile. They were all terrifying now. You had to escape. Had to break out of this darkness. Make it outside. Is there an outside to like go out into though, you know? I feel like this is like our purgatory until we're, you know, sent into some other life. Master, what is that? You brushed the maid's hand aside. As her eyes widened aghast, you fled from the observation tower. Down and down the spiral staircase you went, though not a whisper of a footstep could be heard in the stone tower. The stairs seemed to go on forever, a very like Mario 64 scenario. Down and down and down and down. At long last you arrived at the bottom, dashing from the next room without a passing glance at the angel in the stained glass window. Every single room we've been in up to this point too. The maid had shown you around the mansion, so you knew its layout. Or perhaps you were familiar with it even before arriving here. A large door came into view. The exit was up ahead. Master. But the next moment her voice seized you from behind. You turned back and there stood the maid, wearing the same smile. Where do you think you're going, Master? I told you mustn't let go of my hand. This mansion is quite large. You could get lost if you go walking around unaccompanied. Now come, let us head back. And please do not let go of my hand. It was the same smile she always wore. The exact same. But right now, it seemed inexplicably ghoulish. The chill that ran down your spine was not from the lack of heat, but utter terror. Come, let us head somewhere else. You had to get out of here. Oh, I know. We can put up some more kindling in the fireplace and start a fire. The sweet firelight and gentle warmth will have you feeling wonderful in no time. She really kind of became the monster in a survival horror game here, huh? You had to get out of here. You must be quite disoriented. The impact of regaining your memories has you terrified. Am I correct? You had to get away. You had to escape. You had to get out of here. Do not worry. I will always take care of you. Keep you safe from anything that scares you. I will be here with you forever. You clawed at the door. It was not barred, so it should open. Nevertheless, it remained firmly in place. Now, you mustn't play around with that. Danger lurks around every corner outside. Fog blocking your sight, sinkholes in the road, a thick forest all around, beasts creeping out in the night. How could I possibly allow a weak little you to go out into that? Now come back to my side, please. You have no need to be here. The maid drew towards you, reached out her hand. Her whole body seemed to be trying to encase you in ice. She wanted to keep you chained here in the darkness. Do not worry. There is nothing to be afraid of. You had to get out of this place. You had to break free from this house of darkness, from the doting maid, and from the maelstrom of tragedy. You had to remain firm, unyielding in that desire. Your desire to go outside. Your wish to be set free. You could not compromise or relent. Your thirst for escape had to be stronger than the maid's intent to keep you here. If it was, the door would surely open. Master! You dashed out into the light. There was nothing blocking your escape outside. No fog, no forest, no sinkholes, and no beast in sight. The light was so bright it almost hurt your eyes. It was a world exactly opposite the darkness within the house. Master, please wait. You mustn't go out there. Come back, quickly. You could hear the maid's voice, but you kept running through the light, as far as you could go. Wherever you arrived, you were sure that you were where you were meant to be. Once, though, just once, you looked back over your shoulder. It was blurry in the bright light, but you could see the mansion there. It wavered like a mirage, as though it could disappear at any second. The maid standing in the open door. She was desperately reaching her hands out for you, but you were far out of reach. It seemed she could not leave the house. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen her outside, have we? No. She stepped outside when she followed Mel and gave her like the umbrella or whatever, no? Perhaps you felt a pang of pity for her, but you were not sure. And when you could no longer hear the maid shouting for you, your consciousness snapped off. You fell not into darkness, but light. Is that... Oh. Oh, damn, wait, we're in Paris. What looks to be, like, pretty close to modern day. Huh? What was I doing again? That's right. I was on my way to school. Now, what was I doing dozing off the middle of the road? I'm not sure. I feel kind of in a daze. Like I just woke up from a terrible nightmare. In the middle of the day? In the middle of the road? Nothing like that's ever happened before. Has it? Something doesn't add up. I can't remember what I was doing. It's like there's a big gap in my memory. And so continues the cycle, huh? What was I doing? Who was I looking for? Need to stay focused. I have to get going or I'll be late. I know this place all too well. It's the same route I take to school every day. There's a vendor along the way that always waves good morning to me. Always? The same route? I know this place. Yes, I know this place. I see it every day. Every day. Nothing changes. It's always the same. My perfectly normal, ordinary, everyday life. I'm getting big, like getting hit by a truck vibes, huh? A gentle breeze brushes against my cheeks. My hair flutters as my gaze slides upward. I'm looking at a tall, handsome man with long hair and a somewhat despondent demeanor. Wait, tall? Wait, was it just long hair? Could it be? I think I know this man. As soon as I see him, I feel like someone stuck their hand in my chest and is squeezing my heart. It's hard to breathe, and the overwhelming sense of familiarity has me on the verge of tears. Elation jolts through all my extremities. I know. This is the person I've been searching for. Excuse me. Wait, actually? Excuse me. I have to get him to turn back. I have to look him in the eyes. I have to talk to him. We have to be reunited. I don't know his name, and he probably doesn't know mine, but still. This is fate, so... Back to the mansion. What? I must go back to the mansion. Hold on. There's something I need to tell you. How could I have made that mistake? It was the worst possible decision. I have to make things right. I have to take her hand. I have to make her smile for me. If I can't do that, what am I even alive for? What did I even return from this everlasting darkness for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What are you talking about? This time I'll do it. Can you hear me? Why won't you look me in the eyes? And if it's not possible in this life... Stop, please, listen to me. Why does he keep moving forward? Then I'll just have to place my hope in the next one. Wait, red light! I beg your forgiveness. I made the worst possible decision. Though I will not make the same mistake twice. No matter what form you may assume, I will not err again. I promise I shall come back for you. Giselle. Nah! That is so sad, though. Did the curse break and now Michelle can no longer even see Giselle? Yeah, imagine, like, that was the end of the curse, and the way the curse ended was my boy just got hit by a fucking ambulance or a car. Hey, someone call an ambulance! Someone's been hit by a car. What? Damn. The isekai! You hate to see it. No one is safe from Truck-kun. Okay. I was a little afraid that I chose, like, the long option, but... Yeah, I guess I was right. It was like a bad end. Okay. Well, we saw him get truck smashed. How sad. But that's not what's important right now. We got to tell them, the witch that there's still more to be done. Just like, oops, maybe not yet. You know? Something seemed off. Not only with the story she had just told, with her, and with you, yourself. Assuming everything she had said was the truth. Witch or not, my mind is made up. Which will you strike first, I wonder? Regret or the curse? Oh. I don't know if Michelle had said that in the previous time. Where is this coming from? You seem to be doing just fine. It's only a tale. The witch is real. Very much so. It is not a legend nor a fairy tale. The witch is me. Yeah, see, there it is. I mean, I also said that too. He thinks that way. Oh wait, was that? No, we saw that, didn't we? I feel like I'm getting flashbacks. It might be me being like a little bit tired, but not necessarily that tired. That happened last stream, right? That's right. It wasn't the white-haired girl who had claimed to be the witch. And that wasn't all. What if... No. The man in the painting can't be Michelle, could it? What do you mean to reclaim your old self no matter the cost? If you do, if you're sincerely prepared to do that, then be wary of the tale that comes next. Any tragedy that seems too beautiful to be real is precisely that. A fabrication. Oh, so they're implying that the story we heard just now for the final door was fake? None of your questions have been answered. You still didn't know who the painting was, or what had taken place so long ago that caused the mansion to summon people to it. Also, like, the music here is, like, so good. The build-up, the strings, it's so beautiful. You didn't even know who you were, for that matter. There was still more to be done. You had to find the truth. You needed to find someone. That much was certain. But was the story the maid had told correct about whom? And if it was, what about her? What about the woman whose name you couldn't say? The woman who had so cheerfully called you master. What did she call herself? Did she have a name? Or did she only introduce herself as the witch of Fata Morgana? We agreed that we would live together, not just in the same house, so we got plenty of time to add more to the list. And I hope you can make your own list about me too. This is just the beginning, after all. We've got a long, long time ahead of us. Plenty enough to get to know each other now. You must say her name. You must take her hand. You must make her smile once again. Oh. You mustn't reclaim your old self. We are ASMR, okay. It's dark. Dark. It's dark. It's dark again. It's dark. 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 Constantly. Constantly engulfed in darkness. Oh. You threw it away every single time. I must break out of this darkness. I'll give you a world that's not cruel to you. I must escape and take her hand. Because that's the reason. It might be Bestia, huh? Oh, I've got a wonderful idea. I came here. I can curse them with me. I must return. I must reclaim. We can think of new ways to torture them. We'll all be happier if you stay here. Just think about it. Stay here in this world. You'll be right at home. No, I did the best I could for you, nothing more. This is not where I belong. No matter how much a world of darkness may suit me, you'll never be able to do it. I must reclaim my true self. Huh. Arnork. I'm like, what is the highlighted red mean? But Anarch. You threw it away every single time, just like an emphasis. Okay. Reclaim yourself. This is brilliant. Do you have any idea how terrible a decision that is? Do you have any idea why I fabricated that story? It was all for you. Is this the witch? Is this the door of the witch? Hold on, I'm like rereading this to see if like maybe it's her. Well, I'll be happier if you stay here. Just think about it. Stay in this world. You'll be right at home. Yeah, that is the witch. This is brilliant.
Do you have any idea how terrible a decision that is? Do you have any idea why I fabricated that story? It was all for you. So stay here. Stay right where you are. The darkness suits you better.
We'll keep reclaiming ourselves every time.
Remember what someone told you not long ago? That you could handle the stories because they weren't your own. That you were able to bear the tragedies because they happened to others. If that had been your suffering, if the secrets you had kept buried away for so long had come out, you couldn't possibly have endured it.
Despite it all!
But you're a sharp one. I'm sure you intend to keep those secrets tucked away forever. Do you really think I'm going to let you do that, though? Whatever you try to hide, I'll make sure your beloved hears every last detail. How foolish can you be? Despite all my encouragement, you still insist on getting your old self back. What do you have to gain from that? Nothing but filthy, ugly tragedy awaits you down this path.
But we keep going!
Don't get your hopes up, my dear. There's nothing for you there. You have nothing. I am offering you a place by my side. You should just take it. There's no salvation for you anywhere. None at all. Anywhere. From anyone. Ever. She has long since lost all grip on reality. And you think there's anything you can do for her now? Despite having repeatedly failed to even regain yourself.
Wait, is she talking to Michelle here? Are we like dual protagonisting? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, they might be referring to like the witch losing her grip on reality, but like, I don't know. Because also like this was a kind of telling line here too, no? Like, where was it? The like, I'll tell your beloved everything that you did. I'll make sure your beloved hears every last detail. So, what if every single time, every single door was also Michelle, right? That could be something that happened. But like the condition that the witch set in her terms was that he would be slightly different every time or some shit like that. I don't know. But like despite it all, he keeps trying. I don't know. Maybe that's why they were always so ride or die for the white-haired girl.
Well, I suppose if you're going to be that stubborn, as much as I don't want to, I have to place a curse on your soul.
Or our soul? Your soul?
That's right. The white-haired girl was never at the mansion.
What? Okay, I'm totally getting like mind-fucked here. Like, what is... So are we not even the white-haired girl?
There's still a story left untold. What? The fourth door was all a lie. What do you mean? It was not some sweet little tragedy. The story you told was pure fantasy. No, that was the truth. That was where it all began. Because of what happened then, you spent innumerable years lost, until you showed up here and... What? You reach out, grasping for it. You pull yourself in. Your silhouette, which has been hazy until now, begins to take form. Your mind, your consciousness, your heart, your soul, and your body. Who are you? The veil in your mind dissipates. A crack forms in the shell encasing you. Then another. The invisible shackles chaining your spirit fall to the floor. Reality fades in atop the indistinct, foggy world around you. Bony fingers appear before your eyes. Long hair. Your voice. No. My voice. The first time! The first time it's been in the self. Every time it was like your voice, your whatever, and now it's my body, my fingers. My arms are frail and my joints are weak. But despite my resemblance to the white-haired girl, I'm not her. This is who I am. I finally reclaimed myself. So we were Michelle? Well, okay, hold up. Because we might not even be Michelle, because if that fourth door was a fabrication, that persona is probably not even real, right? So what happened? You weren't waiting for the white-haired girl. You were waiting for me. And that's exactly why I came here. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. I have always waited for the white-haired... There was never a white-haired girl. There was only... This time. This time I must say her name. She is... Giselle. Giselle. There was only you. Is the maid Giselle? I am... Giselle? No. I am not Giselle. I am a servant of the house. And I am the witch, the cause. You're not a witch. The witch is someone else. Why do you insist that you're the witch? What changed you so much? Huh. The shadowy figure in the master bedroom. That was her. A glimpse into her past. I'm sure this is Giselle, but why is she so different? What happened to the spark she used to have? Where did the light she once shone upon the world go? I have to remember. I must remember. This cannot end until I have. This is no longer a story. No. What I need to face is my past. And her heart. She was not even present in the story she made up. Everything about it had been changed. Yeah, the maid wasn't in that last story. It was just Michelle and Giselle. She didn't even put herself in that. The past I lived and the wounds she bore were more grounded in harsh reality, not wrapped in a film of fairy tale magic. That was the final tale, and it was all true. That's how it happened. It was a bittersweet story. No. How can you not see this? Yes, it was a beautiful tragedy. But was there even a scrap of humanity in it? Behind the 3 preceding doors, there had been a constant thread of ugliness and conflicting motivation. But there was hardly a trace of that behind the 4th door. Yeah, there wasn't any ugliness to it. Like, I mean, ugly in the sense that the world tore them apart, but like, Michelle didn't seem like a flawed being, and neither did the white-haired girl there, in like any sense of the way. It was just like the world came at them with everything, and like, it was like the one story that we've seen where it just like wasn't imperfect, you know? The characters felt like nothing more than characters. Is that what you want to turn into? Is that what you want our history to become? Our history. But I don't remember anything at all. You don't remember anything? No, I don't want to. I don't need a past or a future. All I have left inside me is uncertainty. Giselle. No. That's not my name. Please stop trying to confuse me. I'm fine with things the way they are. If it means I don't have to hurt, that's all I want. So please, just let me keep being the maid. Let me keep being a guide, not some foolish girl. Is that what she honestly desires?
No, I don't think so. And that is not a life to live.
Does she want to cast aside her past for good? If so, then...
I mean, I feel like it's pretty clear cut. We gotta bring her back. If she was oomph, we gotta bring her back. Like, I kind of really don't want to press this button. Because this is just gonna be another ending, I think. You know what? For the sake of the momentum, I don't want to kill this. I am like so invested in what's going on right now. Let me lock this. I'll come back to this when I feel up to it. But like, yeah, not remembering isn't an option. You take life, good and bad.
No matter what she says, I know I'm right. If she doesn't reclaim her old self, I'll never get to hear her say my name again. I know I'm being selfish here, but I can't do that. If you're afraid of what you might find, we can remember together. I haven't gotten everything back yet myself, so let's open the real door. Together. There are no other doors to open. But there is. One that can only open by our hands, because it exists between the two of us. Not a door with physical form, but the door to your heart.
Ah, that's so fucking cheesy, man. I love it.
The door to...
I grasp her unnaturally cold hands, a hand that long ago once had warmth. If she can't lead the way, then I have to. I must pick up the pieces of our erased history, so we can both reclaim ourselves. Find the actual truth. No matter what we may uncover, I will not let go of this hand. No, I mustn't let go of it. Darkness falls all over the world around us. The floor upon which we had been standing flickers out of existence, sending us dropping into an endless abyss. This dark pit. This is her door. Her history. Her heart.
Let's try this one more time. It's not a sweet story, by any means. It's a story of betrayal, anger, hatred. We caused each other pain. But that's the road we traveled. And down that road lies all the answers.
This is so peak, man.
It had been several days. Hold on. It had been several days since I left the capital, and I could still see it with my eyes closed. The people lined up on the Grand Pont, awaiting entry, eager to start a new life there, brimming with hope. It was the city people who were willing to pay high taxes to live in. If you were a performer, you could get by on some of those costs shaved down a bit by putting those skills to use. The capital was harsh on those who wanted in, and apathetic about all who left. It was composed of a powerful nobility and clergy, wealthy merchants and bankers, and a large population of poor. And it was the city I had called home for a long time. I didn't know much about where I was headed. It's getting foggy. Looks like it might rain. Maybe we should take a little break. You want to keep going? Oh, alright then. The coachman was frustratingly taciturn. He acted as though he had gotten struck transporting a prisoner, though that was hardly a stretch. From his point of view, I was nothing more than a criminal.
Oh, so we're in the position of Giselle here. Okay.
Even the times he would acknowledge I had said something, he made no effort to hide the scorn in his eyes. To pretend he didn't regret ever taking this job.
I guess we've usually started in this POV.
And I would just fall silent again. The road was gradually getting narrower. We had long since left the paved city roads behind, and were now traveling along a couple worn down groves in the forest. How did I end up here? Why was I being subjected to this? I was done thinking about it. The more I thought on it, the less fair it seemed. The more I remembered, the worse it hurt. All I could do anymore was close my eyes and weather the storm. Deep within the dense woods, a mansion appeared before us like the world fading into view after a dream. It didn't seem to be an especially large house, but it had obviously been constructed with a great deal of care. And it was, thankfully, not standing in ruins. This deep in the forest? The carriage came to a stop, and the coachman climbed down, signaling with his chin for me to get out. Thank you, very much. You must be tired after such a long journey. This is the mansion I'm looking for, yes? But the driver didn't even acknowledge me, getting back onto the carriage and setting off into the forest. He seemed to want to get as far away from here as quickly as possible. He could have said something. Oh well. That was about all I could say anyways. Oh well. I couldn't blame anyone for my being here, or for his wanting to get out. I should get going, I guess. Getting a better look at it, the house's windows were, strangely enough, all shuttered. It was probably dark as pitch inside. Does no one live here? But if that's the case, then why was I placed my hand on the front door. Such a big door. What if I couldn't get in? What if I couldn't get in?
So there are similarities to the story she told here.
I had no idea what else there was in the area, the door didn't open, then I would die out here in the forest. I've come to accept much, but I was not ready to forfeit my life yet. Please open. It's not locked, I guess. The door was heavy, and though it seemed to protest my attempts to enter, it still opened much easier than I was expecting. I was worried over nothing. Looking in, I got the strangest impression that light was being swallowed up in the mansion's depths. Rather than going inside, it felt as though I was about to step outside the boundaries of this world. When I closed the door, it was so dark I couldn't even tell where I was walking. I wonder if the window's open. Though I managed to fumble my way over to a window, it was tightly shuttered, and the shutters caked with rust. I was probably not getting it open without a fight. Darn, not a hint of light. I couldn't even see my hand waving in front of my face. I felt as though the floor would fall out from under me, and I would sink into eternal darkness if I didn't watch my step. Fighting back that fear, I slowly walked forward, tracing the wall with my hand. There was a door at the end of the long corridor. I pulled it open and a wisp of bone-chilling air brushed past me. It was too dark to see anything, but I could feel something different present in the area than the rest of the house. Uneasiness gripped me. Hello? Is anyone there? Please don't tell me this is actually abandoned.
Currently reading Karina's Last Days. Oh?
I suppose I can't know without looking around a bit more. My voice simply disappeared into the void. No response.
Hello, Sky. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Gosh, we just experienced like literal peak like 5 seconds ago. It was so good. I decided to like not check out what the bad ending looked like. We didn't want to lose the momentum because it was that like incredible to me. The music, the dialogue, it was all so like masterfully written, right? But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We're so close to an A rank, rank A in Uma? Rank A in Uma. You're talking about like PvP, like team trial rank A, yeah? Or are you saying you haven't? Have you got an A rank Uma? You have, right? Surely you have. As I pushed forward through the freezing air for a split second, I spotted a shimmer of light. Team trial, yeah, okay. I was gonna be like, that's crazy. Squinting my eyes, I was able to make out a large window. Unlike the others, it wasn't shuttered. What do we have here? Drapes? I see a little light beyond. My chances were slim, I imagined, but if there was even a slight possibility of getting some light in here, it was worth a shot. So I pulled open the drapes. Yeah, this is kind of like bar for bar what happened at the start of door 4. The next moment, faint but colorful light shone down on me. It was a stained glass window. From beyond the glass, I could hear the subtle pitter-patter of rain. It had finally started, it seemed. The different colors of light blended into a milky white, dim but wondrous. It's so pretty. It looks like an angel? Why would someone cover this up? It's beautiful. With a little more light, it'd be... Please do not touch the drapes. Or the windows. Suddenly I heard a voice, and I could sense someone else in the room. The man's voice was emotionless, neither deep nor high. Before long it came into view, illuminated by dull orange candlelight. The melody in the back is haunting. The whole... That is what the whole game feels like, my man. It is so good. Like, genuinely, maybe one of the best things I've read ever, like, period. Because not only did it have, like... I mean, it just has all my favorite tropes. I cannot lie. Like, I am such a sucker for everything that's happened in this game. I'm sorry for coming in uninvited, but, I did announce myself. Might have to give it a read myself sometime then. Yes. Yes, you absolutely need to read this, man. It is... I mean, I wouldn't say it's slept on because I think anyone who like fucks with visual novels in any sort of like way has heard of it. Or at least knows that it's like really, really good. So like, obviously not slept on, but like maybe slept on from like a wider perspective, you know? Like people know like Steins Gate, like anime watchers and shit. But like, I don't know if like anime watchers know House in Fata Morgana. But like it also feels like such a tough thing to like even try to adapt. With the way like it's almost like anthology written. Yeah, I've heard of it. Never read it though. Yeah. One of the top 10 all-age visual novels, yeah. The man stood there, practically blending in with the darkness. Had he been there the whole time? He was staring straight at me. His gaze wavered slightly, but not enough for me to read anything in it. Then again, I could hardly make out any details at all under the light of a single candle. Is this, your mansion? It is. Thank goodness. I was afraid it was deserted. I suspect you would have preferred it if the house were abandoned. Oh, not at all. I would be scared to death staying in the dark mansion all by myself. I'm sorry. No ill will intended. But I do think it could do with a little light. That way you could see where you're walking. And I'm sure this room would look splendid illuminated. Not necessary. I make do perfectly well as things are. How can you see when it's so dark? I have an abundance of candles and oil for lamps. I am not in want for means of creating light. It is not your place to criticize my lifestyle. If you need light, you are free to leave. If you are in need of money, help yourself to some of the furniture. There's a village not far from here. Trade it for food, and make your way to a larger town. I'm no longer able to freely return to the city. I cannot go back there. Please, don't chase me out. Also, the context that I have now for this too, there was little bits of Michelle. There were little bits of Michelle sprinkled throughout every single one of the maid's encounters. Because I think I spotted that last time I streamed this. I was like, oh hey, the maid said that. That's kind of weird, right? But now that we know that like the girl that Michelle was talking to was the maid the whole time. Wait, I'm gonna be careful what I say here. Nah, I mean, it's fine. Maybe this will be like a Persona 4 moment for you, Sky. When you end up getting to this, you'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot he said that. Please don't chase me out. Yeah, when you said Michelle, I just think of Persona 2, yeah. Kinda. Actually, yeah. Just go for it. I see. And you asked this of me aware of how people refer to this mansion. They say that a witch lives here. Not merely a witch. A cursed witch. If you remain here, you too shall likely suffer your own destruction. You're worried for my well-being? Witch or not, my mind's made up. I was sent to this cursed witch's mansion to atone for my transgressions back in the city. It didn't matter what lived here. I had no choice. Yeah, that's very different from the original Door 4. Because in Door 4, she was being chased. Now we're getting the truth here, and she fucked up somehow. Did something really wrong in the city, I guess. Which will strike you first, I wonder? Regret or the curse? You seem to be doing just fine. It's only a tale. The witch is real. Very much so. It is not a legend nor a fairy tale.
The witch. The witch's name was Morgana. It was me. Mm-hmm. Yes. That was our first encounter. It was nothing flowery or dramatic. It was, rather, laced with suspicion and wariness. We knew nothing about one another, and I had no interest in changing that. But nonetheless, this was where it all began. Fata Morgana, yeah. Yeah, they really hit the name drop. Where my history with her commenced. Oh, so now we're in perspective of Michelle here. Oh, so this is different now. Now we can actually see her. The woman had jade eyes. Open wide, they glimmered like jewels in the light shining through the stained glass window. She seemed to be at a loss for words. I wasn't lying, per se. The rumor said a witch lived in this house, and I was the only one who filled that criteria. Yeah, pretty lady is so right. You know, Sky, you may have mentioned before that your type was like the blonde, right? I feel like I have such a thing for like women with like shorter hair. This is doing something to me, you know? Thus, said rumors could be interpreted to be talking about me. After staring at me dumbfounded for a few moments, the woman suddenly burst into laughter. Yeah, bobcat supremacy, absolutely. We love a bob. Honestly, like, the short to medium length is, like, uncontested in my eyes. Long is fine. But, like, yeah, the short to medium is, like, neurons activated. Oh, wow. Here I was thinking you were kind of scary, and it turns out you're actually quite funny. What? Says the guy with long hair? Yeah, I mean, yes. Absolutely. It's funny, because I like my men with long hair and my women with short to medium. I never would have guessed you were someone to tell such a ridiculous joke with a straight face. I wasn't. You don't look at all like a witch. I mean, it's dark and I can't really see. But you seem to me like a rather handsome man. The word witch. Yeah, you know what? It makes sense. Both the maid and the white-haired girl's hair remain the same no matter the era, yeah. The word witch has broader meaning than just a woman who practices magic. Any unholy person with cursed powers, man or woman, can be considered a witch. I think I get what you're trying to say, but my mental image of a witch is definitely more a woman. So you're not a witch. To tell you the truth, I didn't know who might actually be here, which had me rather scared. But I think I can make this work. What are you? It's a pleasure to meet you, Master. Master? I was sent here from your old home. I was an Abigail for your mother, but, well, I might have made a little goof. Huh. Is she already lying, frame one? I froze the moment the words left her mouth. Home. It rattled around in my skull, shaking up terrible memories that almost brought me to my knees. Why, after all these years, were they reaching out to me now? And not ever sending someone to bring me back, just sending someone. To what end? For what purpose had they shipped an Abigail out to this remote mansion? Yeah, we love a woman with red flags, and that is exactly what the story is about to tell, my man. Because, like, door 4 was, like, no red flags. No red flags in the slightest. It was, like, it was a good story, but, like, it
it didn't have that spice, you know? That je ne sais quoi. What was my mother thinking? Was this another one of her attempts to break my curse? What do you mean you made a little goof? My voice came out weak. I did my best not to let it show in my face. It was a teeny tiny mistake. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. What did Mother say about me? Well, it was actually your father who told me to come here. I never really spoke to your mother much. Father sent you. That made even less sense. Why would he have? Did Father even know I was here? No. If he had known, I would have been... Who was this woman? Yeah, honestly, her luck roll there was like kind of crazy, you know? Like, in the age of like 1099, like, what's it, lifespans were like pretty short sometimes, right? Like, you'd be like lucky to hit like 40 or some shit. I mean, I don't know about the nobility, but like to say like, oh yeah, your father sent me as a lie to like a grown-ass guy, like hanging out in this mansion, that is a like 50-50 coin toss in my head. Who was this woman? What was her goal in asking to stay here? Well, there you have it. I'll be here for a while. If you need me for anything, don't hesitate to ask. I'm confident I can handle most everyday tasks. Now, where should I begin? Oh, I know. Are you hungry, Master? Food? I can't imagine you eat much, being as skinny as you are. I turned my back on her without responding. Yeah, evidently that's not true. Apparently people who managed to live past childhood went on to live decently long lives. Oh, That is... I guess, didn't know that. Yeah, it was just about the, like, childhood mortality rate then. It was that once you got past 14, you were in it for the long haul. Yeah, childhood was just the huge filter. I see. No matter what her goal was, she had been sent from that house. There was no way anything good could come from that. And there was no way I could live with someone who had ties to them. I pray she would take the hint, give up and leave. So, gauging from that interaction, I'm already getting the sense that, like, maybe Michelle's dad didn't know about where Michelle was? What if his mom had him replaced? Can you imagine? Master. And so I kept ignoring her. Master. I ignored. Master. I ignored her. Master, what would you like for supper? Nothing. But failed, spinning back and shouting. Her eyes went wide, and then she gave a sheepish giggle. I glared at her as she fidgeted uncomfortably. Eating is one of the most basic human needs, so if you're hungry, you should really eat. I said I didn't want to. Oh, he got hit with that like the stomach tells no lies. What was that sound? Must you ask? That's not a very polite thing to ask a lady, you know. Huh? You know. It was a long trip, and all I had to eat on the road was dried fruit. Good God, Class 6 demotion range is now anything below 500k? We're never getting out of Class 6, man. I mean, maybe I could get out of Class 6 if I looked up, like, the perfect meta team comp guide for team trials, but, like, I'm kind of just, like, raw dogging everything I do here. I felt like I was some kind of animal. So, what I'm trying to say is that I'm hungry. That wasn't the sound of her stomach growling, was it? I thought lightning had struck in the distance. Rude.
I would like some supper.
The kitchen is at the far end of the hall on the first floor. There's food in the cellar. Help yourself to any of it.
Thank you so much. I honestly felt like I haven't eaten in days. I'm about to die of starvation. Oh, and I shouldn't need any help finding it. I plan on exploring the house anyways. It's rather exciting being in a new place.
Damn it. That did not go as planned. Oh well. She can do as she pleases. I'll have nothing to do with it.
Oh, Master, are you sure you don't?
No.
Master.
What is it now?
My name is Giselle. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Are you telling me she teases us too?
And your name? Master you.
I actually left the room that time, making my way back to my chambers. At some point I would seriously have to chase her out. Especially considering she had come from that house. But regardless, I was not terribly fond of her. Oh, and now we're back with Giselle POV. Maybe she was just trying to do all that to like get some real emotion out of this guy.
I didn't really understand Michelle, but that was probably because we were still essentially strangers. Having been sent to the mansion as reparations for my mistakes, I wasn't sure who I'd find here. But I was tentatively convinced he wasn't a terrible person. He didn't do anything to me, except stay away. Michelle spent most of his time in his chambers, which he had told me to never enter under any circumstances. So we rarely encountered one another in the halls. For that reason, I made an effort to be kind and cheerful on our sporadic occasions we did cross paths. I figured if I kept that up long enough, he would eventually warm up to me. And as a new housemate, being able to enjoy our time together was obviously preferable to the alternative. If I did manage to break the ice, I hoped we'd be able to do some talking. About the mansion. About him. About me. I just had to keep working at it.
You know, Sky, I swear that they said that exact line.
Michelle didn't need me to take care of him. He handled his own day-to-day needs and activities by himself. And in fact, he didn't ask me for anything. An aristocrat who had no use for his servant. I hadn't met anyone like him before. Alright then. That meant all I could do was clean. I wasn't sure how his room looked, but the rest of the house was quite frankly an absolute disaster.
Michelle really was the, damn bro, you live like this?
The dust was so heavy it was obvious it hadn't been touched in years. Let's get started. It couldn't be healthy to live in these conditions, so I set out to clean each room in the house one by one. That said, it wasn't going to be an easy task. Not because I was bad at cleaning. In fact, I considered myself quite good at it. But because it was near impossible to find all the dust and grime that needed cleaning under the flickering light of a candle.
Yeah, in this reality, Michelle maybe learned a bit too much. True.
I can't understand how anyone sane can live in this dark. What's wrong with him? Maybe he's actually a vampire.
Giselle coming to the same conclusions I did, like door one.
Oh god, wouldn't that be something? I can see it now, him sneaking out every night to suck the blood of pretty girls. Priceless. That must mean I'm in trouble. Look at me, Miss One-Woman Comedy Show here, yep. If I'm able to get him to warm up to me though, maybe that'll give me a little more room to make some changes. Like opening some windows. No light, no fresh air? No thank you. Anyways, I set the candlestick down, pulled over a chair to stand on, and started wiping down the shelf. The chair's legs seemed to be uneven, as it wobbled slightly beneath me. So many books. I wonder, do they all belong to him?
Like and subscribe, you'll be stuck in the house of Fata Morgana. Thank you, Sky. Although, to be fair, if I was stuck in the house with that maid, it wouldn't be a bad thing, I'm just saying.
So many books, I wonder, do they all belong to him? I knew parchment was expensive, so it was rather astonishing seeing this many stacks of it in one place. There were even some books with bulky, extravagantly decorated covers. He does come from an esteemed family.
Just saying there'll be more than one person in a year.
I spent enough time at his family home. It was a constant bustle of servants and guests.
Oh, so she actually did come from his house.
The exact opposite of what this mansion was like. Why had he left his home? What had he done to be sent all the way out here, to this remote mansion with a less than savory reputation? Need to be careful not to overstep my bounds. I'm a servant now. A servant.
Huh. Are these two related? Is there like a trace of every story here in this one?
But once the thought had crossed my mind, I couldn't get it out. I'd always had a bad tendency to chase my curiosities as soon as they struck, pushing to scratch the itch no matter how much my actions annoyed others. I couldn't do that here, though. I was simply a servant, and if I got on Michelle's bad side, I risked getting thrown out.
Incest is wincest, Fata Morgana. The banjo! Yeah, like... Because in the first store, I theorized that the, Oh. Oh my gosh. Wait, yeah, because if the girl in white in the first store was a love child of the mom, because the mom cheated on an artist, right? The mom cheated on an artist and the dad and the mom separated. Supposedly, theoretically. I mean, it's all inferred. They didn't outright say it, but like, that is what is implied. So like, wouldn't that mean that Giselle may have come, they might be like half siblings. So if we take like all the bad stuff, right? Like the first one is like, oops, you're a half sibling. The second one is, I mean, honestly, what was the problem with Giselle in the second door? She didn't really seem all that bad. Maybe blind. I love that I made a random comment that activated all the neurons in Magago's brain. And you can see the thought process happen in real time. Because, like, no lie, even that, like, it feels like the story's got, like, a little bit of everything. Yeah, I mean, she was blind in the second one, maybe, like, not willing to see some things. Willing to overlook, like, atrocities, maybe? If that's her flaw there. In the third, she was too scared to, like, break out to make the first move, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, but, like, 1 is definitely more of a flaw than, like, 2 and 3. Like, 2 and 3 are, like, a problem, but, like, 1 is, like, a problem. I wonder what kind of books he's got in here. So I attempted to distract myself. I grabbed one of the books and attempted to pull it out. What? But the strings binding the parchment must have gotten tangled at the back. Whoa! Because the books on either side tilted back with it. And then the entire row came crashing down on top of me. Ow! Oh, for cripe's sake! I'd fallen off the chair and a downpour of books was still coming down on me. You know, come to think of it too, what if Giselle also... What if instead of her being attributed to the flaws of the white-haired girl, what if she's attributed to the flaws of the, like, villain of every story, right? Because, like, she could be, what's her name? Pauline? I keep forgetting her name. Like, for some reason, my mind defaults to Pauline, but that one girl who, like, in Door 3 with Jacopo, I think it might have started with an A. Maybe a C? Because, like, she's got that, like, playful attitude. Maria, thank you. She's kind of got that playful attitude that Maria had up until things got really, really rancid. Also, hello, Eli. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Yeah, this game is en route to becoming one of the best of all time, Eli. Just saying. If you're in the mood for, like, one of the best stories ever, give it a look, man. Give it a look. I know you're an appreciator. I had fallen off the chair and a downpour of books was still coming down on me, a mountain of dust with it. Seriously? What are you doing? What? Suddenly Michelle was there, looking down on me from a little ways away. There was, as usual, not much I could read from his expression, but I could hear a vague trace of exasperation in his voice. I was doing some cleaning and... Impressive work. Oh, he's got jokes. I'm usually better than this. It's just so dark, mistakes should be expected. I really think we should open some windows, Master. Get some light, some air flowing through here. I never asked you to clean anything. You did this entirely yourself. But there's so much dust. It can't be good for you. I'm perfectly healthy. I don't see a problem. Had he even seen himself? No way someone that skinny was perfectly healthy. You look like you have something to say. You can make out my face in this darkness? Oh, you know. I wanted to be useful, and cleaning is about all I can do here, so, you know. I was sensing something else. But alright. He let out a sigh, stepped over towards the pile of books, and then reached his hand down for me. I suddenly felt a pang of embarrassment about the fact that I was still splayed out on the floor. But I raised my hand up to take his, only for him to pick up a book instead. You could at least help me out. You have legs. What a guy, he said, casually returning the book to the top shelf. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was a terrible person. Wait, this dynamic is so much better than, like, Door 4. So, Master, are all these books yours? Giselle asked, not a trace of remorse visible on her face despite having made a mess of the room she was supposedly trying to clean. I gave a curt nod. Really? That's impressive. Must have been hard work getting them all in here, huh? There's gotta be 100 books here. You could fill a whole carriage at least. It's like you've got your own personal library. She had been pouting only a few moments earlier, but her smile was back in short order. Her jade eyes were like little balls of curiosity, glittering in the faint candlelight. Begone, thought I, of the orb of pondering. He is out here studying the blade in his room. I was not particularly fond of overly expressive, rather overly curious women. Did they not care that they trampled uninvited into other people's personal spaces? Or were they not even aware that their actions were invasive? Fuck, I saw Sid from Ice Age? Why'd you say that, man? Are you saying that she looks like Sid from Ice Age? Cause you might have ruined her whole aesthetic to me. She's got like the colors. No, man. Aw, man, it's over. It's over. Hold on. I'm gonna grab a picture of Sid real quick. No! No! Archaeolus, you fiend. Hold up. How could you do this? Huh? Say it ain't so. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna unsee that. I averted my gaze from her. I receive one roughly every month.
Ah, I see. Wait.
She turned back towards the shelves. I presume she understood the implications of what I had just said. Of the fact that there were nearly 100 tomes here, and I received only one a month. Mangaga's type Sid from Ice Age. I'm just saying though, like, y'all see this this devious ass lip bite? Just saying. Maybe Sid can get it. Of the fact that there were nearly 100 tomes here and I received only one a month.
Huh?
Giselle fell silent. I couldn't blame her if she thought my circumstances or my family or my life bizarre. But I didn't care what she thought of me. In fact, it was to my advantage for her to be uncomfortable. I just needed her to stay quiet, keep her nose out of my business. There are more than I thought. I said not to her, but to myself. I had no reason to count the passage of time anymore. Only the book served as a record of how long I had been there. You know, it's only been like a week for me being at work, but like, kind of like when I'm at work too. The way I be like moving boxes and bundles and shit, and I'm not looking at the time. And then I'll just like look at how many I've done and be like, oh damn, I kind of been here for a minute.
121.
What?
There are 121 books.
So that's... Damn, he has been here for... 21. I mean, 112. Wait. How much is... I am fucking awful at math. 12 times... Oh, okay, he's been here for 10 years. Yeah. Because 12 times 10, one book a month. So he's been here for 10 years and a month. Oh, I could have just progressed the text.
10 years and 1 month.
You were counting. I thought she had just sheepishly gone quiet. What an inscrutable woman.
You've been here in the mansion for that long? All by yourself?
Truth was, there had been times when I wasn't alone. But Giselle had no need to know that. The VTuber just had to prove he could do the math? Yeah. No, I mean, I say, you say that, but like, I also did the math wrong, so like... You already know the answer. A look of pity formed in Giselle's eyes. Enough. I never asked for her sympathy. I'm here by choice.
You mean you weren't banished here?
No restraint, this woman. No. I came here of my own volition. I didn't care enough to elaborate, though. Picking another book up off the floor, I brushed the dust off its cover. Hello, Flash, how you doing? Good to see you, good to see you. We figured it out. The witch is the white-haired girl, and the white-haired girl was a self-insert for Giselle. We have been Michelle this whole time. And also, she was never white-haired. The white hair was to throw us off. What is red opposite of on the color wheel? It's green, isn't it? Was she literally just a completely complementary color inverse of her current self? Hold on. Kind of. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Okay. That is, like, really cool to see, like, from a design standpoint. Like, narratively, like, for the game, like, that is such an interesting thing to catch. Maybe you might have noticed that if you thought about, like, color theory. The way, like, the white-haired girl was always complementary to the maid. Color-wise. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Anyways, back to it. Picking another book up off the floor, I brushed the dust off its cover. It was a gaudily decorated tome. That's a very fancy book, isn't it? But apparently Giselle was unable to take a hint. What's it about? I let out a sigh and opened to no page in particular, sticking the book out towards her. She was a servant, and a woman. There was no way she could read. Let's see here. This land is hardly suitable for cultivation. It can only produce over-sour grapes. Not the subtle misogyny. It would probably get more out of it if I tore down the fields and made it into a market. Sounds like a lord's diary. You can read. I was caught slightly off guard. Or, not misogyny, what is the word for it? It was rare for a noblewoman to be able to read and write, let alone a servant. Was she truly what she claimed to be? I had someone teach me. So is this book any interesting? It's dull, worthless tripe. I can't imagine why anyone thought it was worth binding. Tough crowd. But it's not very often you get to see a lord's diary. She kind of seems like a performer. No? She's like a little too like playful to be of noble blood, but also maybe a little too like playful to be like downtrodden. Like brought up as a servant, you know? She kind of screams to me like some sort of performer. I'm rather curious what kind of things he griped about. Lord or king, what value was there in another's grumblings? There was no knowledge contained within that book. Yeah, like Maria, exactly. And I was saying it earlier, Flash, but it seems like here's my pre-aim, right? I am assuming that there is a little bit of herself in every story that she told us up to this point. Because at the start of the stream, there was a shadow of doubt cast on the validity of every single story that the maid told. Every single door maybe was not exactly as it seemed. Especially door 4 though. But like there might be like bits of herself spread throughout every single door here. So I was getting Maria feelings here. I was getting kind of like Mel feelings. I was getting a little bit of like Jacopo. It's very telling. It's feels like one of those, what is it? It's like where the author inserts a little bit of themselves and their story in every work of that they do. Because I am like a believer in that. Like, I know maybe like a hot take, but like I don't believe in separating art from the artist because the art is like a representation of the artist. Like it is like there are little bits of like the self scattered within everything that like a person creates. So like that informs what is made, in my eyes anyways. I'm sure like you can partake of like art with like giving little mind to the artist, and that's fine. But like there is self, you know? Like a part of what exists in that art is informed by what the author or like the artist like grew up on. It is like a part of their life. Sure, but I still want to listen to the music that terrible people made. Yeah, you know, fair is fair. You know, like I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum there too. Yeah, and there was nothing more exhausting in this world than being emotional. Yeah, the artist is putting himself in the work, and yeah, not to get on a tangent here, but that is part of a big part in what I have a problem with generative AI. Cough, cough. Like, the loss in humanity when it comes to like stories and like things created is going to be disastrous for like, what's the word for it? I wouldn't say empathy, but like, it's gonna be disastrous for the way people understand the world, maybe. I don't know. It's just me. I've said it before, but a lot of my worldview is like formed by like the people around me and like the shit I've watched and played. So to have like things created that don't like instill that sort of like humanity, that message, just seems so grim to me. I don't know. It just seems like a hard thing to capture in like an algorithm. Anyways, enough of that. If you want to read it, be my guest. That wasn't my intention, but alright. Once I've gotten the whole mansion cleaned, I'll read it. I told you, you don't have to clean. Well, I got an idea, Master. If you're interested, maybe we could read it together. Did you hear a word I just said? It's dull, worthless tripe. Still, you might see it differently if you read it with someone else. I'm sure there are some books here you would enjoy, Master. You're wasting your time. Yeah. You know, and just not to go back to it. I know I said, like, I'm done, but, like, Giselle makes an excellent point there, too. Like, works of, like, art are meant to be perceived by multiple people. Like, that experience and experiences like it are meant to be shared, in my eyes. And when everyone has their own, like, specifically catered to, like, media, when you can just say, hey, fucking make the Avengers, but make me the main character, no one is going to have, there is no discussion there, you know? Because no one is, like, partaking of the exact same thing. Like, it stifles any sort of deeper thought in my eyes. Because, like, yeah, she makes a point. Like, there are some things that are better appreciated when you see it or when you experience it with more people. Like, going to, like, especially museums and stuff, right? Like, you can go to a museum and be, like, introspective about, like, art and shit, which is great. But I feel like museums are a shared experience, you know? Like, museums, even, like, history, fucking, what's the word for it? Like, science exhibits and stuff like that. As, like, social creatures, like, I gotta say, like, there is nothing better than being able to, like, speak truth to, like, what you perceive in your world and, like, bring that truth and, like, relate to others. Yeah, the heart's gone with the dialogue to the common points. Yeah, the greater narrative people love to theorize, analyze, break down. Yeah, like, community's gone. Yeah, exactly. You're wasting your time. The suspicion and restraint budding between us was trite and insignificant at that point. I can't read. Was trite and insignificant at that point. She was still smiling after all. If I had been able to maintain that distance, then perhaps I wouldn't have ended up hurting her. Oh. Something said after the fact then. We must have done something bad to her. It had been a little under 2 weeks since I had moved in with Michelle. Oh, there we go. We're back to Giselle point of view.
It had been a little under 2 weeks since I had moved in with Michelle. Though we lived in the same house, we rarely saw each other. On unlucky days, I wouldn't see him at all.
Shame. Yeah. The constant POV swaps.
I wasn't sure if he had ate in his room or our schedules were simply misaligned, but we never had any meals together.
You know, I had a friend with a roommate almost exactly like this. I think they lived in an apartment out in LA, like near Little Tokyo, right? He was a engineer for like some company, I don't know. And he, every time he would go home, like they had like completely mismatched schedules with him and his roommate. So like they never saw each other. Like they saw each other like the one time when he got the roommate and like got his room. And then the next time he saw him was like when he moved out. Like genuinely. Anyways.
But we never had any meals together. Perhaps he was deliberately avoiding me. That has to be it. I know servant and master don't usually eat at the same table, but even so, he could be a little less obvious about it.
It's kind of based in a way though, yeah. Like, I think if I wanted to be like a little more introverted, come to think of it, you know, I have definitely changed since I was a kid, I think. Because growing up, I was definitely more on the introverted side. I would say like I shied away from more social interactions. I didn't really speak to anyone. And then as I got older, like I became kind of more outgoing. So like maybe like younger me would have been like cool with that. And I wouldn't have a problem with that today. But I definitely would prefer to know who I'm living with.
He could be a little less obvious about it. Am I really that much of a nuisance? I'm not doing anything inappropriate, am I? I'm being pleasant and sociable, aren't I? I haven't given him any reason not to like me, I think. I hope. He had never been very enthusiastic about my staying here.
Yeah, I've always kind of been the same, introverted, but fine with talking to others as needed. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's funny, because when I've done that, like, I don't know how much truth there is to, like, the whole, like, what is it, like, the Myers-Briggs thing. It's just, like, a fun thing to do, right? It's, like, not scientific in any way, shape, or form. But, like, I was listed as, like, an INFP for, like, practically most of my life. And then I want to say, like, VTubing kind of had me, like, do, like, a crazy switch up. I mean, not necessarily, because, like, I'm still not out here, like, reaching out to people in ways that I could. Like, we're still, like, very bad at, like, interacting with other, like, creators. But in my, like, normal day-to-day life, I am so much more open to, like, just talking with people. Like, the way I be going, like, to work and, like, trying to make conversation with every single coworker, I'm, like, maxing out the social stat. Hey, you reached out to me first? Oh? You know what? True.
Yeah. He had never been very enthusiastic about my staying here, but I hadn't been given a choice. I had been sent here by his family. Besides... No. Out with the negative thoughts.
Yo, what if... No. I'm gonna keep it as an inside thought for a second.
Gotta stay positive. Yeah, he hasn't tried to chase me out yet. I just haven't broken the ice. I had to stay positive. Optimistic. Happy thoughts.
What if the first story was like an inverse? Huh? You know what I mean? Like, what if the father was the adulterer and he cheated on his wife with Giselle? But like, before getting caught, he had her sent away? I don't know. We're workshopping it. It's a thought. It's a process.
Be myself. As long as I keep working at it with enough time, Michelle would surely come around and not be so distant.
I give up on trying to make a meme. No worries, Archeolus. We appreciate the effort. Even if it's like a bad meme is cool. You know, I kind of fuck with like the MS Paint. The MS Paint, real quick, done and dirty.
I've got a goal, so let's get to work. First, I make supper, then I ask him to have it with me. Gotta be proactive when it comes to these reclusive types. Alright, here goes. Or here would go. But we're almost out of supplies. Well, so much for that. The cellar was where the non-perishable food was stored. Dried food, smoked meats, cheeses, and a small scattering of root vegetables. Looking at this makes me feel like a soldier holding down a castle fortification.
Boy, the way she said that really just like, I felt like the Akira, the flash in my brain of like playing Mountain Blade Warband or like fucking Bannerlord, running around with like a billion smoked meat and cheese and wheat and like laying siege to castles. Yeah, this game hit a certain aesthetic and now I'm looking back at crowd. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I know like, I just said like separate the art from the artist and shit. He really did have a way of doing that kind of like content. And it's so sad that he ended up being like a freak. But like, this would have totally like been in his wheelhouse and I feel like it would have done numbers. Like, imagining him here, like hearing it in his voice, right? He always had that like, "Had Michelle really gone 10 years on nothing but this, I would have raised the white flag long ago." Or like some shit like that. Yeah, too bad we live in the worst timeline, yeah. Unfortunate. Some YouTubers just can't stay away from the allegations. Yeah, you kind of hit that though. A little bit of practice. Because I've said it before, I really, really loved watching him growing up. So like, there is like a little bit of that DNA in what I enjoy. So.
He said he hadn't left the mansion at all in those 10 years. I assume he at least goes out to get supplies, right? Running out of food is kind of a life or death matter. I can't believe he hasn't set foot outside even once. Or once in... What are you babbling about?
He hasn't touched grass in 10 years. Yeah, same though. He got me through some rough times growing up, yeah.
No, he overheard me.
I assumed you were talking to someone.
Huh? Does anyone else live here, Master? I haven't seen anyone.
It's just the two of us. Alive, anyways.
You mean there are ghosts?
Something of the sort.
And there you go again with the jokes. I'm not a child. You're not going to trick me like that.
There are adults who believe in such things.
I suppose. But I don't really believe in ghosts or demons or curses or any of that. The church just tries to convince people they're real so they can squeeze more money out of them.
Am I going to have to turn you over to the church, you blasphemer?
No. I pray every day, honest.
I don't particularly care either way. I'm returning to my chambers.
What? Already? You didn't, come down for food?
I only came down because I heard voices.
A moment. Please just wait a second.
What?
Our stores are almost empty. What do you normally do when you need more food? I'll happily accompany you on a trip to the market.
Already? That was fast.
There are 2 of us. I really don't eat that much, do I?
Yo, wait, Giselle got a little bit of that ogre cap dog in her.
In the dim light, it was difficult to make out Michelle's expression, but I thought I could see a tinge of annoyance on his face. Hold your ground, Giselle. You said you wanted to get closer to him. Is that a parsnip?
Michelle was holding a tangled ball of roots. The reason I asked was because the parsnip looked like it was on the verge of total decomposition. See, there's still food.
He then handed it to me. Wait, you want me to eat that? It's clearly seen better days. You're going to get sick. Or are you telling me you can survive off rotten vegetables?
Of course I won't eat it. I just figured you were hardy enough to survive.
Who do you think I am? Or what do you think I am? Now he's definitely a jerk.
Or that the resulting diarrhea might reduce your appetite.
You're kidding, right? You can't be serious. Anyways, we should bury that outside. Then we can go purchase fresh supplies.
I told you, I don't go outside.
Then how do you... A visitor? Who could it be?
Perfect timing. You're a servant. Make yourself useful and go retrieve the package. He's so much like colder in this door, but I kind of fuck with it. If it's not a delivery but a wanderer, chase them off.
What? Package? Master? Oh, hold on a second. What are you talking about? He's gone. What kind of delivery is he expecting?
Michelle stood there, unmoving, veiled in shadow. He glanced over at me, then threw his gaze on the front door. At his command, I raised the bar, pulling open the door. And it was bright as fuck out here! After nearly 2 weeks inside, the light from the setting sun almost blinded me. The world went white, my head pounding. The type of shit a vault dweller would see in Fallout. After a few moments of intense blinking, my eyes acclimated themselves to the evening sunlight. There was no one outside. Only a crate easily large enough to fit a child.
Is this a package? Or is this the package? Master?
I turned back to face Michelle, but he wouldn't meet my eyes. Though it seemed more like he was doing so to avoid looking at the light than at me. That train is... Hold on. Gonna go shut the door real quick. Actually, I think it's going away. We'll live with it.
He's starting to seem more and more like a vampire. Not that I believe in vampires, of course. Regardless, I pray there's nothing bad in here. It's heavy. Master, could I get some help? Gee, thanks. I'm a servant, admittedly, but this is a lot to ask of just one girl.
Yeah, how is he doing it himself?
A little help would sure be nice.
Once it's inside, close and bar the door.
He said dispassionately, his head still turned towards the darkness. As you wish, Master. Once the door was shut, I found myself sucked back into a world of darkness. It hadn't even been 2 weeks, but the lack of light was beginning to become my normal. The outside world growing farther and farther away. Being holed up in here is definitely not good for me. I should go for a walk sometimes, maybe plant some flowers or vegetables. Yeah, I like that idea. Maybe I can grow that old tangle of roots into some fresh parsnip. What else do we have to plant? It'd be great if there were some flower seeds, the rose garden.
What are you doing? Open the box now.
As you wish, Master. Oh, there's food inside. In the box was a burlap sack filled with berries, root vegetables, and smoked meats, as well as assortments of bread, fruit, and wine. Aside from the fruit and bread, everything else is the same as what Michelle kept in the cellar. And buried beneath the burlap sack was a single book. 1 book a month. He really hasn't gone outside in 10 years.
It appears you've begun to grasp the situation.
Yeah, but why? This was delivered by someone from your house, Master, wasn't it?
A servant, I assume. Oh, so it's not even his parents doing this. I mean, I guess that's pretty clear, right? Because it seemed like he was estranged from his mom and his dad doesn't even know where he is. So, like, what's his deal? Oh, unless he meant just like a servant dropped it off. Both. I mean, it could be one or the other. Maybe it's like a double meaning, you know?
Why would they leave without saying anything?
No one wants to talk to a cursed man. In the past, they would occasionally check in on me, but that hasn't happened recently.
They think you're cursed?
Ah, right. You don't believe in curses. Then come up with your own explanation. An excuse for them to want to stay away from me. That, for example, I killed someone. Or maybe that I'm insane. The way he's like grimacing here, too. He's hitting that like...
I couldn't.
Regardless, I'm not normal. Bring the food down to the cellar. The book to the library. You are, of course, free to refuse and run back off into the woods.
I'll do it.
All right. Then you take care of that.
Hey.
Yeah, having actually done something get treated that way, yeah. Mm-hmm. What is it?
I just noticed there's something else in here. It's wrapped in cloth. What could it be? Oh, a painting. For you to hang up somewhere in the house, I presume.
It's so dark, I can't see it very well, but I'm sure it's... Don't touch that! Oh? The one thing?
What?
Michelle, who had kept his distance from me until that point, suddenly marched over and ripped the painting from my grasp.
Master?
His face was twisted into a look I'd never seen him make before. Was it indignation, disgust, hatred, panic? I couldn't tell, but there was more than enough negative pressure to cause me to flinch back.
Is that painting perhaps, something important?
A landscape painting.
He muttered under his breath, the tension melting away from his face.
Is he like...
I mean, if he hasn't gone outside in 10 years, are they sending him paintings of the outside world?
As like a substitute for existing outside? For leaving?
I was left looking at his unusual blank, impenetrable expression. But his eyes were still fixated on the picture, staring at it unblinkingly.
Why a landscape painting? Some kind of passive-aggressive message? It's not of anywhere nearby. Did they travel somewhere? Well, it's not of that girl, so that's an improvement. Oh. So maybe not. This is just them sending him some bullshit.
Master?
Oh, you're still here.
Still here? Of course I'm still here. Who do you think you asked to take care of the package? What's with you? Just running over and snatching the painting from me? You scared me. Could you maybe explain yourself? What's so special about that painting?
I don't believe that's any of your business.
None of my... Of course it is. You ripped it out of my hands like I was some kind of thief. I have a right to know what that was all about. And maybe an apology while you're at it. You told me to open the box and so I did. Then all of a sudden you're angry?
We are not equals. Do not mistake yourself for my friend. You have a right to know. You have no such thing. You've done the meme, let's go!
You don't have to be rude.
I'll say it again. Leave if you don't like it here. I never asked you to be here. That was your wish.
My wish? Are you out of your mind? I never asked for this. I never wished for it. Who in their right mind would want to be sent to some house in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, they totally could have done the name drop for the game there. Can you imagine if she was like,
Who in their right mind would want to be sent to some house in Fata Morgana? Who would ever want to go through that? Now calm down, Giselle. You can't get angry. You're right. That is what I wanted. But I never wanted to make you mad, or for us to argue like this. I just wanted to get to know you better, to get closer to you. I mean, it would make things smoother for the both of us. It would make living together more enjoyable for us.
Listen carefully. This is very important for you to understand. Do not try to involve yourself with me. Do not go probing around for information. And if you can't do that, leave. Anyways, hope the rest of your stream goes well. We'll hit the sheets now. Thank you for stopping by, Sky. Always appreciate the company. Hope you have a good night's rest. Happy Monday.
I completely shut out.
Yeah, he looked to the other screen and saw Giselle and immediately noticed the far apart eyes. Man, the moment I look in that chat and see the Sid version of Giselle, I'm gonna be so weak.
The glare he was giving me and the standoffish aura he was emanating were reflected in his tone of voice. Why? Why did he try to push me away like that?
You know, people tend to push others away when they're scared. And it was implied, right, that he was a little bit fearful, the fact that this woman came from supposedly his house. So yeah. I mean, I don't know why I reiterated that. It was already outright said that he was just trying to scare her away. It seemed Giselle really didn't know much about me. Despite being sent here from my house, she was unaware of the monthly deliveries, as well as the reason why I lived in the mansion all by myself. Why, though, would they have not told her anything? Why had she been sent here left completely in the dark? Giselle looked up at me, fear and bewilderment in her eyes, though I thought I could see a glint of suspicion beneath it all. Like her true feelings were bubbling to the surface. Everyone had darkness in them that they kept hidden. No one was exactly who they appeared to be. She was undoubtedly thinking, I'm not here because I want to be. I knew from the moment I first saw her that her bubbly, sweet effect was all a facade. Had she thought I was dense enough not to realize, she was no different than anyone else. What I didn't understand, though, was why she refused to leave no matter how hard I pushed. What was she hiding beneath that innocent-looking face? What was she thinking? What did she carry on her shoulders? Everyone's hiding something, deceiving those around them. I had to figure out what she really was. May I ask you something?
Yes?
On the day you arrived, you said you made a teeny tiny mistake while working at my family's house. Tell me about that. What did you do at the Bollinger estate? In that moment, brief though it was, her disposition wavered. Fear? Terror? No. Perhaps anger. I couldn't tell. Nevertheless, it was abundantly clear that that was a subject she had no interest in me breaching. And so, she had poured her fangs. The smile she donned was now visibly forced.
It's nothing you need to concern yourself with, Master. I promise it was an insignificant little thing.
She couldn't say. Why couldn't she tell me? What had she done there? What did this woman know about that house? What did she know about me? What was concealed beneath that smile of hers? I am the master of this house, and you are a servant, and still you refuse to tell me.
Like I said, it's nothing. There's no reason to bother you. With the mere servant's personal blunders, Master.
Yeah, I bet Michelle's mom was with the butler, yeah. Oh. That could be something there too, yeah. Harkening back to door 1. Giselle might be like a being punished for the sins of their like parents. Yeah, she peeked on her mission. That is what a theory, Flash. I think you might be right on the money. Yeah, she saw her mistress with her mister, yeah, and thus sent away. Yeah, because it also seemed like the way Michelle was talking about his like mom and dad, that they shared a similar like marital status as like the first door. That has to be my guess.
With the mere servant's personal blunders, master.
What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything.
Then you should be able to tell me exactly what you did at the Bollinger estate.
Like I said,
I made a new meme, put in Discord, it just came to me. We'll be checking it out in a bit. Tell me. Tell me.
You won't tell me a thing about yourself, and yet you demand others tell you about themselves? Here you are, practically threatening me. Demanding I tell you something I don't want to talk about. And yet you still haven't told me anything about the painting.
Oh, so I was right. I do have something to hide. How many times must I repeat myself? We are not equals. I don't care if it's insignificant or something you don't want to talk about.
What?
I'm ordering you to tell me. A trifling blunder would not get someone sent to live with a cursed man in a house spoken of so unfavorably. Whatever she had done at the Bollinger estate, that had something to do with why she was here. If she truly hadn't done anything, then she had something to gain from this place, or possibly from me. And if that was the case, I had to get her to talk. Probably like, you won't make me?
Make me.
Giselle's eyes were open wide. I recognized the look she was giving me. I knew very well what that gaze meant. Oh, a flashback. Maybe people thought he was like Bestia back in the day.
You're an abomination.
It was the same as them. Fear, contempt, revulsion, repulsion. The way she acted, the way she spoke, it was exactly the same. You're no different. I made her uncomfortable. I made her afraid. She thought I was unpleasant. She thought I was despicable. She thought I was an abomination. In a frenzy, I grabbed her by the shoulders, clamping down far more forcefully, more powerfully than I had meant to.
No, stop!
Her face, contorted in pain, morphed into someone else's. Who? Who was I directing my anger at? Where was this rage being aimed? Who are you calling an abomination?
What?
Tell me, who? The black furor bubbling up from within me knew no end. The girl, she ridiculed me. She denied my identity with her glare. I couldn't escape from that phantom, that reality. Yeah, he's just putting like words in her mouth now, I think.
What are you? I never called you a... No, get away from me. Get your hands off me.
Giselle screamed echoed in the entrance hall, rattling my eardrums. She frantically smacked my arms aside, and then I came back to my senses. She was standing a little ways away, breathing heavily, arms wrapped tight around her body, glowering at me, showing her opposition to my touching her. Enlightening.
No. You just, you startled me, that's all.
Some servant you are, telling your master not to touch you.
Oh right, I have, I'm, allergic to people. It's a very, very unique condition, I hear. I mean, can you believe that? See, you know how some people get all red and itchy when they touch a dog or cat? It's the same, except for people, so, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I beg your forgiveness.
Why don't you speak your mind?
What?
This is what's going through your mind right now. I have nothing to apologize for.
No, that's not...
I can somewhat sympathize with your plight, being made to apologize even though you're hurting. I raised my hand against you first, after all.
Then you forgive me.
Sympathy does not equate to forgiveness. Huh, that's an interesting line. I'm gonna need to think about that. Now, you take care of the package. I'm heading back to my chambers. What is it?
You're not going to make me leave after what I just did?
No, I'm not. For it would seem I can make you leave on your own, whenever I so please. Yeah, so that curse about him touching people and them dying was like 10,000% fabricated, huh? The way he was out here grabbing like her whole last body. That was just an aspect of the fairy tale that the maid told us. Besides, I've yet to learn what she had done. It would be exceedingly difficult to get the story from her own mouth, which left me with one option. To write a letter to my mother, as much as the very thought revolted me. Now, what does revolt mean, right? Like, would revolt be like a disgust? Or would it be a anger? Because words have meaning, you know? Like, they could have said, even as much as I wouldn't like to, or like, as much as I... whatever, like, revolt is strong. Yeah. Several days had passed since the package arrived. The end of my 3rd week living in the mansion was drawing nearer. Yeah, like disgust, yeah. Yeah, so that means that, like, he just... Something real bad must have happened between him and his mom, huh? To be like, the thought of interacting with you in any way is sickening. Right? Like, it's not anger, it's sickening.
Michelle wasn't getting any friendlier either. He continued to either snub or bluntly dismiss me whenever we crossed paths. I didn't understand why he acted that way around me. But there was little point in asking when he seemed to think there was little point in talking to me at all. Although at first I had been sure there was some way to get him to warm up to me. The more time I spent in the mansion, the more my willpower began to feel like it was at its breaking point.
This is kind of like now reminiscent of when the white-haired girl was waiting for Jacopo. See, it's like, it's all blending together. Every single door feels like aspects of every story. Because even Jacopo was kind of doing this shit, but like, I mean, with the love, of course, but that's what it was like meant to be.
I could tell myself to stay positive until I was blue in the face, but it would only work for so long. The one pretty place in this whole house. I'm glad he hasn't covered it back up. Blue moonlight shone quietly through the stained glass window, vainly illuminating some of the room. I hadn't noticed until now, but the room with the stained glass window appeared to be modeled after a chapel. Rows of pews faced the window, below which sat what used to be a pulpit.
A pulpit. What's a pulpit? Pulpit check. It's a fine pulpit. Oh, like a lectern. There was very little of it left, though, and an awkward length of silver was mounted to the pupil's front face, or the pulpit's front face. What was, I assumed, formerly a cross. Upon further reflection, rather than facing the window, the pew seemed to be pointed at the pulpit, or perhaps the cross hanging from it. I wasn't sure why there would be a chapel in a mansion, but I had no one to ask about it. Is this kind of like similar to the way Mel retreated from life and entertained the thought of becoming a priest? Did Michelle want to become a priest? And so his family built him a chapel for him? For a house of this size, a statue of Christ or the Virgin Mary seems more appropriate. It's a very well-made chapel at any rate. I doubted Michelle had it built for himself. Yeah, here he can praise and curse God. There would be no reason for him to cover the window if that were the case. I wonder if the girl in the painting. Oh shit. When he was like, at least it wasn't the girl. What if he has a sister? What if that was Nellie? Or like this iteration of Nellie, you know? It seems like one may have been a look at Michelle's family life. Two may have been his like ostracization and what forced him to retreat. Three is their time together. And four was like the idealized outcome of what the maid Giselle wanted to believe their time spent together was, without any of like the discomfort. Nor had I ever seen him come to pray. He doesn't seem like one to believe in God. God. I'm not even sure if God really existed, then surely the world would be a much more pleasant, peaceful place. No unfair disparities in money or power. No senseless misfortune. I certainly wouldn't have found myself here either. But God was evidently quite fond of giving mankind trials, so he would probably tell me with a straight face that this was one too. Or perhaps we simply had a false impression of him. Okay. I laughed right now because call back to one of Sky's streams that I was like in like a little while ago. But I watched an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like a kind of on a, gosh, I want to say Tuesday. I watched an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force on Tuesday. No, Thursday. I watched on Thursday. And y'all know the hand banana episode? There's a part in that episode where Carl is like, oh, God must be really fucked up in the way that he made a dog like specifically to like grape him. So I was like, oh yeah, like we had simply had a false impression of him. I posted the short of it in Sky's Discord. He didn't actually give us anything. He merely sat back and watched from somewhere far, far away. It wasn't his job to bring peace to the world or ensure our laws were fair. Yeah, Carl said God was messed up to let him make a dog. Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I was referring to. That was all mankind's responsibility. What is God? What are angels? I have no idea. Maybe the Bible has answers. Why should I pray to someone so far away? How do I know my prayer is even getting there? It's still... I mean, like, I think that's the whole concept of religion, though, no? Like, religion requires faith, and faith is, like, the belief without question. It's not like I have any other options. Well, I wouldn't say faith is belief without questions, but faith is like the belief with the intention for whatever. Yeah. Yeah, when you mentioned what is God, it brought back a memory of another vision novel with so much philosophical discussion and PTSD. Oh. Look, you got the God, Buddha, the devil, and the old ones right now. All the older faiths, yeah. Don't you worry. It'll all work out, promise. This must be like a flashback. Because she's out in town. I already know where I'm going to work. It's a really prominent noble house, way out of the reach of some small-time merchants like us. You never know, this could be my big break. I'm just kidding. Don't look so worried. I'll be just fine, honestly. I'll make enough money for us to get back on our feet. For goodness sake, I can handle it. Yeah, American Gods is the trippiest god work I've seen so far. American Gods. Like, are you talking like, hold on. Oh. Oh, this is a TV show. Oh, Neil Gaiman. Or Neil Gaiman? I feel like I've always heard really things about... I've heard him around for like other things. People really like him, no? Yeah, I need to read the book. Or books matter. Yeah, what did Neil done again? Can we have like a... I mean, he's written a lot, huh? Anyways, back to the story. For goodness sake, I can handle it. Leave everything to me. You just wait. I'll make our family into something you can be proud of. I'll be fine. Yeah, say bye to Mom for me. I probably won't be home for a while. She seems very like, very, what's the word for it? It is an interesting depiction for like a very like forward-thinking woman in like 1099, right? I mean, I feel like most depictions of women like back in the past were always of like, I don't know, like subservience and like shit like that. So kind of interesting to see like a depiction like this. What, you're afraid I'm gonna make some careless mistake? I'm not that airheaded. I can be a refined and elegant young lady. Those nobles won't even know what to believe anymore. If you don't believe me, how about I give you a little taste? How are you doing this fine morning, master? Your morning beverage is ready, prepared with the utmost of care. Finally finished all the chapters available for Karina's last days. Oh. See, how's about that? Not bad, huh? What? You really think it sounded forced? I was the daughter of a merchant who ran a shop on the capital's main street. My father had passed away in a plague, so it was just me, my mother, and my older sister. It would be a lie to say business was doing well. We struggled to squeak by, day to day after taxes. But we couldn't just abandon the shop and leave the capital either. So we tried to make the best of what we were able to take in between the three of us. Then my sister fell in love with a moderately well-off aristocrat. My mom and I were supportive of her in her desire to marry, but their union almost fell apart because she was not suitable for him. Also another kind of callback to Door 1 there. Merchants were hardly the lowest class.
What we lacked instead was wealth. We needed another source of money beyond what the shop took in. If only we had money, we could get my sister could get married. If only we had money, my mom wouldn't have to work so hard. If only we had money. It was then that someone from the distinguished Bollinger estate approached me. He said they were in need of Abigails and would love to have me. He said that if I agreed to work for them, the Bollinger estate would take care of my family.
Maybe Michelle's dad is like a real sicko. Cause like, going back to the whole like, what if it's Giselle who like cheated, or not cheated, but like, what if it was like his dad that cheated with Giselle, or like his dad took advantage of Giselle, and maybe like Giselle was going to come forward and tell or some shit. And because of that, he banished her to the place where... No, I don't know. Because there was the whole aspect of like, if his dad knew where he was, things might have been different. We'll keep reading. Generally speaking, noble houses took Abigails from other lower ranked noble houses. It was unthinkable for someone of my status to receive such an offer. So I took it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance and accepted the offer. Because, like, it feels weird for what seems to be, like, the father to come and scout Abigail's himself, right? I mean, maybe it wasn't the father. Maybe, like, there is genuinely just someone out there, like, recruiting for the house like that. Probably that. It might not be that twisted. I just pray that nothing bad happened to my sister, and that mom is getting enough money to live comfortably. That's all I can do. They're nobility. They have plenty of money, enough to spare some. The light shining through the stained glass window began to grow murky, fading into blackness. It felt like a message from on high, that no, my prayers would not be answered. The bluish-white illumination shining down upon me disappeared as clouds blocked the moon. Oh, come on. You don't even want to look at a sullied woman like me. Sullied. Sullied. For heaven's sake, I never asked to end up like this. Yeah, I know how the story of Karina's last days is going to end, but this manhwa makes it so compelling to read. A sign of a good story, right? When the story is like, damn, like, even if I can tell where I can see the ending from a mile away, I still love every bit of it. Like, that's a good story. I said the same when I finished like Mask of Deception, right? Where we like shot for shot kind of called out the ending as we were approaching it, and I was like, damn, that's peak. They're nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. Oh, so we're back at Michelle's point of view. He's standing around somewhere in this church watching her pray. Come on. You don't even want to look at a sullied woman like me. For heaven's sake, I never asked to end up like this. Giselle was sitting at one of the pews in the room with the stained glass window. Just looking at her, you might have thought she was offering a prayer. But the words coming from her mouth were anything but prayerful. They were filled with resentment. I read the ending. It's just that, man, the words of the novel are hardcore for me to read. I see. They have plenty of money. A sullied woman. And then I never asked to end up like this. So this is what's beneath the facade. Most likely money is what she's after. All I need to do now is confirm my suspicions with them. Just what awful secrets will I uncover? I gave Giselle, sitting in the pew with her head drooped, a cursory glance before leaving the chapel. I had somewhere else to be. He's gonna write that letter. Write that letter to Mom. Maybe. The bitterly cold air... the bitterly cold outside air felt like dozens of needles flowing into my lungs. He left? He stepped outside? It had been so long since I stepped beyond the mansion's walls. A thick mist canopied the night sky, blocking out the moonlight. Naturally, the heavens did not rejoice at my leaving the house. It had been 10 years since I had seen the mansion from the outside, and it hadn't changed one bit. A gloomy scar upon the earth, shrouded in darkness. Hardly the kind of place someone would enthusiastically approach. Nevertheless, it was better than that house. What if the real house in Fata Morgana was like his old house? Yes? Who is it? Michelle. What? Michelle? Bollinger? Just one moment. I'll be right there. Come in. It's a humble abode, but make yourself at home. Yeah, I wonder who. Wow, I must say, this is rather unexpected. Just one word and I would have been up there in a heartbeat. And how was I supposed to do that? I am regrettably fresh out of carrier pigeons. Right, yes. My apologies. This man, living in a small cottage not far from the mansion, had been hired by the Bollinger family. His job? To watch over me. That said, we never actually interacted. He was tasked with keeping track of whether I was still alive, and whether I remained in the mansion. The monthly package from my family was delivered to him, which he then passed on to me. It was insipidly convoluted, but it was indicative of how much they wanted to avoid anyone learning about me. So he's the love child. Well then, what can I do for you? The manservant was visibly rattled. Afraid, too. But not because of the difference in our social ranks. I had a pretty good idea what he had been told about me. He was afraid of me. Didn't I make that assumption back in door 1? Where I was like, oh yeah, like what if they just had him replaced or something? Or if they tried to keep him for as long as possible, but once signs started to show that he didn't look like his mom, or he didn't look like his dad, it became a problem. Or more specifically, my curse. People fear that which they cannot comprehend. Not just children, adults as well. They fear demons, witches, and curses. Anything impure and not of this world. But I had long since gotten used to being viewed as such. It didn't sadden me. It didn't disappoint me. It didn't pain me. Some things were too foolish to concern yourself over. Though it certainly doesn't make me feel good, either. I was, on some level, annoyed. That woman's appearance at the mansion had created ripples in my once tranquil life. So before I got into the real reason for my visit, I decided to take out a bit of my frustration. Raise your head. There's no need to be afraid. I don't know what you've been told, but I promise I don't bite. How rude of me. You're right, my sincerest apologies. Your job is to watch over me. If the mere sight of me has you trembling, what will you do if I try to run? I would have little trouble escaping. That would be quite unfortunate. What would I ever tell your mother? I'm not sure that would end well at all. You could lose everything you've been paid so far. In fact, you might be lucky to get out with your life. Surely your mother would not. You're aware of who you're dealing with, right? Michelle, the cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family, who made a pact with the devil. I don't need a blade to take your life. You wouldn't even make it back to report anything. Have mercy, Lord Michelle. Please, do not leave the mansion. Please, spare me. Only joking. I don't have the power to kill by way of curse. The man fell silent, but the look on his face said, You are cursed, though, aren't you? Once someone had got an idea planted in their head, it's nigh impossible to get rid of it. I am so cursed that anyone can see it, that I need to be locked away in a dark mansion. Also, I don't think I read it, but technically a happy ending, but man, it's sad to read how the ML was living and how he broke down hearing the MC's voice in the afterlife, watching over him and her daughter. Oh, damn, that's tough. I'm here because I had a question for you, not to warn you that I plan to run away. A question? For me? Yes. Approximately 3 weeks ago, a black-haired woman came to the mansion. Tell me, what do you know about her? I was told there would be an Abigail coming, but that's all. I don't know anything else about her. I swear, though, that's all I know. I haven't been told anything else. I believe you. I never thought they would tell you anything. Right. He'd been hired to observe me, but that's all he was. A hired hand. He wouldn't be privy to the Bollinger family's internal affairs. Take this. A letter. I need you to deliver it to my mother. You could have just left it in the box from the month's package, and I would have collected it when I dropped off the next one. I am in urgent need of information. Will you do this for me? Yes. Why, yes, absolutely. I'll fetch a delivery boy tomorrow morning. Much appreciated. Good night. You too. Do take care. Lord Michelle? Yes. Is it true that you don't have... Would you like me to sew your mouth shut so you can never open it again? Not at all. My sincerest apologies, Lord Michelle. Is it true you don't have... That was horribly disrespectful. Good night. Cursed. I most certainly am. So maybe... Was he called an abomination because he was born without something this entire time? My mother's response arrived just 10 days later. The delivery boy must have pushed his horse quite hard. It was almost exactly a month after Giselle had moved in. And shortly thereafter, on a bone-chilling night, everything came crashing down. The rift between us grew deeper, and the wall between us impossibly high. When I lay bare, the scars in her chest, and mercilessly plunged my knife into them. Damn. Damn, Michelle! He stabbed Giselle? How did we get to this point? I hate everything. My spirits were getting darker and darker, like they were slowly sinking into a deep morass. I had been at the mansion for a month, and every day since felt twice as long as it should have. I had been optimistic at first. I even had a little hope that me and Michelle could get along together.
But I hadn't taken long for that hope to be shattered. Or it hadn't taken long for that hope to be shattered. And the cheer locked away inside me. We lived in the same house, but we never spoke anymore. On the few occasions we did cross paths, he just gave me a cold glare and nothing more. Scorn and suspicion in his eyes. Whenever he looked at me like that, it felt as though my throat was being constricted. Like I was deep underwater and running out of air. Like my very presence in the world was a crime. I never could have imagined just how agonizing constant rejection was. I started despising others, despising myself, despising the world, convinced there was no one who could set me free. I considered running away from everything rather than living like this another day. But I would have done so long ago if that were actually an option. If they had found out I'd fled, then I had acted outside their wishes. My mom and sister would pay. I had succeeded in allowing my sister to get married and my mom to live comfortably. I had given them happiness. I couldn't take that away from them again. Not after what I had to go through to do it. Cut that out. Getting way too depressing, Giselle. Pull yourself together. That's not who you are. Be positive. The negativity didn't only come from my interactions with Michelle either. No, there seemed to be some kind of terrible presence within the mansion that twists people's hearts. The mansion was, in fact, a bit of a local legend, which I had been informed about before being sent here. People claimed it was cursed and that an evil witch had lived in it for many, many years. Michelle joked that he was the witch, but I didn't believe him. I am not usually one to believe in magic or curses at all. But being here so long, I can't help but wonder. Anyways, things can't go on like this. If I was to remain in the house, the situation needs to improve. A lot. I was gonna lose my mind if things kept up as they were. I was ready to give up once, but I'm going to try closing the distance between us again. If I could get him to open up even the tiniest bit, no, he's gonna open you up. Just saying. Then maybe that would make living here a little easier. I wasn't going to try and make us best friends or anything. Just repair our relationship enough to being around each other. So that being around each other wasn't torturous. I've got my work cut out for me. Not gonna be the only thing cut out. How do I even begin that conversation? Heck, what is that conversation even going to be about? Maybe I should hold off. Do it another day. No. I made up my mind to do it. So I should get to it quickly. The longer I wait, the worse things are going to get. And eventually there won't be fixing anything. We need to talk. We need to be in the same room for more than 10 seconds. And we need to get to know each other. Yeah, this is so much like room 3. Or door 3. So, knowing that, would that mean that his mom might be feeding him misinformation? He needs to know that he's not the reason I have something to hide. Okay, let's do this. I made my way to Michelle's chambers, which she had told— Oh! I didn't know there was a fast forward. So wouldn't that make Michelle's mom Maria? Maybe that's also why— Oh my gosh. That must also be why he doesn't like women who act this way. Maybe like implicitly, like somewhere in his subconscious, he didn't make that connection, but like he kind of did. I made my way to Michelle's chambers, which she had told me to stay away from. My stride was slow and ponderous, but at the very least I did my best to keep some semblance of a smile on my face. This is one time where I would really like to have someone to give me a little nudge. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Pardon, Master. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Master? I I guess he's not here. The door wasn't locked. As was the rest of the house, his room was shrouded in darkness. The only light came from the candle in my hand. Master, are you there? I guess I missed him.
Low-key, kind of also ready to just see like a fuck ton of bodies in this room.
It's probably best if I don't stick around for long. He's already got a less than stellar impression of me. I don't want to imagine what'll happen if he thinks I've been snooping through his room. Yeah, I should get out of here. I spun around on my heels, taking a step towards the door, when I caught sight of an object draped in a black sheet. I knew I had to get out of there as quickly as possible, but I was intrigued by that object. Something he kept hidden in the room I was forbidden to enter. Maybe it was a clue to discovering Michelle's secret. I reached my hand towards the object, knowing good and well I shouldn't. Was it because I wanted to learn more about him? Was it because I wanted to tear down the veil he hid behind? Or was it the whispers of the witch? What do we have here? I pulled off the sheet, revealing a framed painting of what appeared to be a noblewoman with porcelain white skin. What stood out about her, though, was that the woman's hair was as pale as her skin.
Hence the white... okay.
And then... What? I had noticed something else. He cut up the picture. So he wasn't gonna cut Giselle. He was going to cut up... He was cutting up the picture. Right? Could that have been implied? Was that like a fucking red herring? Where is his line where he said, I'm gonna plunge my knife through it or whatever? Shortly thereafter, on a bone-chilling night, everything came crashing down. The rift between us grew deeper, and the wall between us impossibly high. When I lay bare the scars in her chest and mercilessly plunged my knife into them.
That's not her chest. There's still time.
I noticed something. Wide gashes ravaged the canvas, damaging her face beyond repair. What the...
Oh. So maybe in this instance... What if she was the painter? What if the white-haired girl was an artist hired by the family? And eventually, they had her killed. Or you know, exiled her from the city or whatever too. Kind of like the first one. And because he was still like a half-blood, half like his father's son. They kept Michelle alive. But when his father left on some sort of campaign, because it's 1099 and there are lords, maybe there's some sort of battle that they went on, so his father had to go away for a long time. Being left alone with his mother sent him away to a house for seemingly forever, and with only a picture of his mom, his like actual blood mom. He grew to resent being like related, because his looks is what pushed him away from getting closer to his family, like his dad's family. Could be. Seems meme-worthy. The 1099 century, men fear the painter, and in the 20th century, men fear the plumbers. The painter's really, you know, all fair, right? Because it's like, Painters would be one of the people that kind of just like fuck around and like stick around in a house for like a really long time. Kind of like a modern day plumber.
I imagine it had once been a painting of a beautiful woman, but there was hardly a trace of that left. The only feeling it inspired anymore was a deep chill.
The build-up in this track, though.
This damage was not accidental. It was deliberate, angry, and the contempt emanating from within the frame was stifling. Thick, suffocating blackness seeped into me. Why would anyone? She was surely a most beautiful woman. Angelic, even. A storm of questions assaulted me. Who was she? Why had her face been carved up? Why had the painting been covered? What had happened? Who could have... There's only one person who could have done this. Michelle. Why on earth?
You saw it, didn't you? You saw the painting, didn't you? You entered my room without permission, and you saw the painting, didn't you?
I am...
Angelic, you say. There's nothing angelic about that damned woman.
I scrambled to make some excuse, but nothing would come out of my mouth. All I could do was tremble.
Oh. You know, Giselle being like half his mother's son is also maybe not too far-fetched here. What if it's just like her dad, his dad was a cheater, and then after he cheated and moved away, his wife got also cheated while he was out on campaign for like 10-something years or however the fuck long. Because Giselle could be really young here. But no, that doesn't make sense, because she remembers stuff about being with her mom and sister. I don't know what I'm talking about. Why did you enter my chambers?
Shit.
What were you looking for? Answer me.
My mouth wouldn't move properly. I couldn't make my voice come out. It was like I wasn't even in my own body anymore. The wisp of air that were drawn into my lungs were expelled as hoarse gasps. My breaths were shallow and rapid. I was inhaling, but I wasn't getting any air.
Hold on, I want to take a picture.
I was terrified. 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 Of his eyes. Of his voice. Of his feelings. Of the knife he was holding up to me. Of the terrible past I was chained to. The man's voice. The man's very flesh. Terrified me.
What were you trying to find? And what were you planning to do with it? Answer me. Another thing you refuse to tell me then.
No, I'm trying. Nothing's coming out of my mouth though. Everything's so bright, and I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe.
That's fine though. You don't have to tell me. I have a pretty good idea.
Good idea? What do you mean?
Money is what brought you to the Bollinger estate. And it's what brought you to me too. There are countless people who would love to see that house fall. And a noble family fears nothing more than disrepute. You were, I presume, approached by someone scheming the Bollingers' downfall.
No.
And as it just so happens, the Bollingers have a very unfortunate secret. One they are quite desperate to keep under wraps. Me.
No.
Someone suspected I might still be alive, so they sent you to dig up information about me. My very existence threatens to tear down that house.
the cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family. Michelle, who made a pact with the devil, who is supposed to be dead, but is very much alive. You sweet-talked your way into that house, and into information about me and my present situation, and you meant to trade that information for money. I bet whoever it was put quite a handsome price on it too. Or maybe the one plotting to ruin the Bollinger family is you. No. That's not true. Then enlighten me. Please, hear me out. I didn't know anything about you. I wasn't sniffing around or trying to bring you harm in any way. Then tell me, if that's not the reason you wormed your way into the Bollinger estate, and that's not what you're doing here, then tell me, what is? Tell me why you came to this mansion. You want me to tell you about that? No way. That's asking way too much. Tell me. I swear I haven't done anything to wrong you. I simply wanted to make our life together a little more comfortable. To bring some warmth to this frigid relationship we have. That's the only reason I wanted to find out more about you. I must assume I'm right then, Giselle. I must tell him he's wrong. I must tell him I mean no harm. But I can't say anything. A merchant's daughter became an Abigail at a noble house. Could you come up with a more obvious lie? Your father's the one who... Wait, how does he know that I'm from a merchant family? You look perplexed. I may be imprisoned in this house, not free to move as I please, but I have my ways. I know everything. Everything? Then he knows about that too. Oh yes, I do know. The miscommunication here! For sure his mom is a fucking freak. Please. Don't. In your quest for money. Don't say it. You slept with my father. In that moment, Michelle plunged his knife into my heart. He carved through my chest with those words, causing me to completely lose control of myself. Yeah, we got some good reads. In a panic frenzy, and probably screaming all the way, I knocked the man aside. No, but actually though, that was only the read I got from the mom, right? This could totally be a miscommunication. That could have never happened. I knocked the man aside and ran. I could hear a clap of thunder in the distance. Oh, how I wish a bolt of lightning would come crashing down upon me. Maybe if God burned my tainted flesh with a divine thunderbolt, it would get rid of some of the filth. But the jagged streaks of light cascading across the dark clouds did not strike me, only creating restless grumble in the sky. Damn. Actually, now that I think about it, it could also be true. Because, like, if it is, like, the kind of tyrannical, like, 1099, like, lord that I'm thinking of, like, as his father, right? Maybe his mom is also kind of in a precarious situation where maybe, I don't know. Maybe the fact that, oh, could it be that he's disgusted with his mom because his mom keeps letting him get away with these, like, terrible things? Yeah, she is running and running, man, but she just got stabbed.
In the chest, too. That is not a good place to get stabbed.
Why? I knew that if I fled the mansion, I would likely be causing trouble for my mom and sister. But I was helpless to stop myself. All I could do was run from all that threatened me with no regard for the consequences. Before long, small droplets of rain began to fall, which soon grew heavy enough to penetrate the forest canopy and reach the ground where I stood. The downpour drowned out my tears and cries, because I had rushed from the mansion without even putting on a cloak. Each cold winter droplet stung bitterly against my flesh. But the bite of the rain was like a warm embrace compared to what I'd been through before. Michelle had spoken the truth. As much as I wanted to deny it, to avert my eyes, reality was forever engraved in my body, or in this body. No, I don't want to think about it. I had no say in the matter. Get out of my head!
Man, the way that line is ruined for me because of Smiling Friends. This is like such a serious moment, and like... Oh, we're not gonna have to experience it, are we? Antonine? This music is, Ooh. Okay. Come over here, Giselle.
Okay, may I ask why you asked me here so late at night, Master?
Oh, I just wanted to have a little chat. Care for some wine? Come closer, I'll pour you a glass. I had this wine imported from up north. They use very hard water, and I like it rather tart, so it leaves quite the lasting impression on your tongue. And yet it goes down so easily. You just can't seem to stop. What do you say? Have a sip. Or does your expertise as a trader allow you to evaluate a wine's quality without tasting it?
No, but
Please, Giselle, don't trample all over my good graces.
Very well then. I'll have a sip, Master, but no more.
Have you considered growing out your hair?
Having long hair made it difficult to do my job.
You're not a merchant anymore, though. You deserve to look like the woman you truly are. I have no doubt longer hair would accentuate your natural beauty. It's a gorgeous shade of black, so deep a man could get lost in it for years. It would contrast the color of your skin fabulously. Highlight your eyes, your cheekbones, your nape, your shoulders, and your chest.
I should get going.
Oh, but we're not done talking yet.
I would not want a lack of sleep to interfere with my ability to work tomorrow. Thank you very much for the wine. It was delicious.
No need to be so cold-hearted now. From the moment I first laid eyes on you.
Master, that's enough fooling around for one night.
Now, don't be afraid. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I simply want to express my love.
Let go of me.
Yeah. No, what an absolute fucking monster, man.
Let go of me. I only came here to work, nothing more.
The first time I saw you, I thought it would be a tragic waste to leave you to wither away, working at some little street-side shop.
Stop.
You can't tell me you didn't know a merchant girl had no place in a house like this, even as a servant. There's only one reason you'd be allowed here.
No, I swear it never even crossed my mind.
It would seem you're even more innocent than you look. But you figured it all out by now, haven't you?
No, let go of me. Stop this.
Keep your voice down. Do not shout, Giselle. If anyone were to find out about this, you would be the one shouldering the consequences, not me.
But
you're a maid, and I'm the master of this house. Whose word do you think holds more weight? Don't worry. I won't do anything to hurt you. I promise your family will be exceptionally well taken care of. Your mother will have the comfortable life you've wanted for her. But you know what will happen if you raise a fuss and make a fool of yourself. Not only will your family not get any of our money, and not only will your sister not get to marry, you'll all spend the rest of your lives on the streets.
How could you be so cruel? This is blackmail.
Blackmail? For a merchant's daughter, you don't know much about trade, do you? Then let me give you a little lesson about market value. The goods you're after, Giselle, are not cheap. Understand? Now, let me see that beautiful body of yours.
He was an older man, so I hadn't expected him to be very strong. But I couldn't break free of his grip, and I found myself entirely at his mercy. Beneath the gaudy outfits lay a hungry beast, and I was seeing the creature's true colors for the first time that day. The aging man ran his disgusting, slobbery tongue across my exposed skin. Everything he placed his hand upon withered away. Every piece of flesh he pressed his lips against putrefied, rotted, decayed, wrinkled. I trembled in revulsion, at which the man laughed, seemingly interpreting it as something else. I wonder what kind of place hell was. If hell's wardens only flayed and carved their prisoners, I would have preferred that instead. I would have rather been sliced into tiny little chunks and cast into the hellfire. I would have chosen eternal torment over being touched by this man another second. But I didn't get to choose my hell. Eventually, the man forced open the gates I had been holding fast, and spread his festering death inside me.
Listen to me, Giselle. It is in both of our best interests to keep this between the two of us. If you can do that, I'll continue to be good to you, to do good by you and your family. And now you know why she has androphobia. Androphobia, is that what it's called? I can see why it freaked her out when she got grabbed. Fear of men. Okay. No, that's super duper valid. Fuck this guy. Oh, don't look at me like that, please. I'm thrilled to have you here in this house, Giselle. She has long since lost her mind, after all. It's torture just being in the same room. And my sons, they hardly ever come home. But you, Giselle, you give color to my dull life. You make it exciting once again. Now, go on back to your room. I'll be waiting here at the same time next week.
I couldn't escape from that man's grasp. Not when he used my family against me. Some weeks I would just not go to his chambers. Some weeks I would just not go to his chambers. My one feeble means of resistance. But when I did that, he'd send another Abigail to come find me the next day. I couldn't ignore his summons when he got other people involved. And then when the two of us were alone, the mask would come off. And he would discipline me for not showing up before taking care of his usual business. On good days, he would leave bruises in conspicuous places. My abdomen, my inner thigh. But he went as far as carving a word into my skin with a knife.
Dude. This is a very hard read. This is a very hard read if you've had any sort of, like, history. Harlot.
That was why I was afraid of knives. That was why I was afraid of men shouting. I wasn't even sure what to regret anymore. I was in far too deep. There was no turning back the clock. I even considered taking my own life on more than one occasion. But every time the thought crossed my mind, happy memories came with it. Back when it was just the three of us girls in the shop. Life may not have been easy, but it was never dull either. I didn't want to end my life at its absolute lowest point. I wanted, if just temporarily, to go back to the way things were back then. That objective was the only thing that allowed me to keep going. When I was in his presence, I tried to convince myself I was merely an object. I had no emotion, so he couldn't hurt me. I was merely a vessel. A construct of flesh and bones. His hands couldn't reach my heart, for it was not connected to my body. Doing that made it a little easier to bear. But the reality was, it was impossible to completely sever my heart from my body.
Lie to you? Is this the mom?
You're Giselle, aren't you? One day the mistress of the estate stopped me in the halls. She had supposedly once been quite beautiful, but now she was only haggard and bony. Her skin dry, her eyes sunken, her hair faded and stripped of its luster, her head down, her cracked lips barely moving as she spoke.
I have to believe... You know, I can totally... As fucked up as it is, I think that was the mom's way to resist. And that is just so sad, right? Like, this guy, Antonin or whatever the fuck his name is, right? Seems like he's just ready and willing to like force himself on just about anybody. And when he lost access to being in any way interested in his wife, who had to probably take the brunt of everything before she let herself go. That's tough.
Age didn't appear to be the only thing working its merciless magic on her either. There seemed to be something eating away at her from the inside too. Something that could burst at the lightest touch.
Oh. Could she have sent her away because she found out what was happening? Maybe that was her saving Giselle. She saw it happening and didn't want the same thing to happen to her. But also, like, I don't know if there is any sort of like hatred for like the cheating either. That's gotta hurt. Like, if there's this much hate for this man in like the wife's heart, I don't know. It is a complicated feeling, I guess. Cause like, now that I think about it, when Michelle read the letter, right? He was like, slept with my father? I guess the letter didn't imply cheating. What if Michelle doesn't know about the cheating? Yeah. It's like Adeli's penguins. A researcher was so shocked by their behavior, he wrote his notes in another language so the people with him wouldn't realize what his research was. Oh, damn.
Yes, I'm Giselle. Is there something I can do for you? The mistress rarely ever left her chambers. I had been told that it had been years since she attended family supper. So what would bring her to come looking for someone like me? Chew. What? I wasn't sure I wanted to know the answer. You're having relations with my husband, aren't you? You are, aren't you? Madam.
What? I don't know what the scream is like, you know? Is it like, like...
You wretched creature.
Okay, it is a scream of anger.
She was telling me the truth. One of my trusty maids caught a glimpse of you through a crack in the door. She saw you with him, you filthy rat. You seduced my husband. You devil. You conniving witch. You don't get it, do you? You don't realize how grievous your sin is, do you? Someone, anyone, restrain this girl. She's a demon, a devil. Tie her up and hand her over to the clergy.
Yeah. She don't know she's a victim too, man. Someone needs to murder this Antoine. Lady also deserves better.
No, that won't be enough. A witch. You have to burn her bones, scatter the ashes, or she'll come back to life. Yes, execute her. Kill this woman. Burn the witch. Seize the piece she's stolen from me. Cursed. It's cursed. This house is cursed. Not only has it taken away my daughter, now it's trying to take away my husband.
What happened to her daughter? Yeah, dude needs to get STDs and narrow without meds, yeah.
Oh God, please shine thy cleansing light upon this house. I knew it'd be a waste of breath trying to talk to her. She was not of sound mind. There was madness in her eyes. I didn't even have to make a fuss about it. It happened all on its own. If there was no way around it, then I should have just done it myself. After the first time.
Fuck, man.
I didn't have the energy to argue with her, or to cry, or to shout. Before long, a crowd began to form around me and the sobbing mistress, and in it stood him. I assumed he would just stand back and watch, but much to my surprise, he stepped in, with an embarrassed look on his face, to try to settle his wife down and convince her not to have me executed. Maybe he did have a heart after all. Or maybe he just wanted to save face. Regardless, instead of being burned at the stake, it was decided that I would be sent away to some remote forest. One of the previous Bollinger family heads had purchased a mansion there long ago, but it had been abandoned because of the stories people told about it.
It's the face, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't buy it for a second that he cares about her in the slightest. It's the save face. It is to appear merciful.
They said a cursed witch dwelled in the house. She had returned to life after being executed, and now sulked about in the darkness. It was the perfect place to banish a sinner. And so, accused of adultery, I was in a carriage on my way out of the capital the next day. I hope my mom and sister are alright.
He was probably never taking care of those two.
The two of them will believe in me, even if no one else does. The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. Just a silent coachman and a single sullied passenger. Looking out through the window, I could see the city walls slowly fading into the distance behind us. I doubted I would ever set foot in this land again. Ever cross the Grand Pont again. It was a sad reality. But at the same time, I felt a surge of relief. I had finally escaped from that house. I had finally escaped from that man. The sense of freedom suddenly lessened the weight of everything else I was feeling.
Boy, this game really has a way of, like, writing trauma, man. Because, like, it is hard to read. It feels very real. Because this is, like, kind of how it works a lot of the time with people who, like, abuse power. Like, their victims don't ever feel like they have a choice. Like, the game is 20% plot and 80% trauma, and 110% hot gas, as Karen from SpongeBob would say. I forget the percentage rate. A good while after we left the capital, the coachman handed me a letter. On the sheet of parchment was a rather startling revelation. There was someone else already living at the house where I was to reside. The Bollinger's youngest child. But the letter didn't say why he had been sent to the cursed mansion, only that he was there. Beyond that, the letter only made one single request. That I look after him and not ask any questions. So I'm not just being sent off to the middle of nowhere. I still have work to do. If I look after whoever's at the mansion, then they'll do the same for my family. I don't have much say in the matter either way, I suppose. The carriage rattled and shook as it traversed the stony path and bounced around inside it. I resolved to take back my life. Can I rescind the comment I made about the maid like an hour and a half ago? I just want her to be happy. The peace I had once known. The cheerfulness I had lost. And to do so, I would forget. Lock away my memories. Bury every terrible thing that had happened to me. Cast aside those memories and find my smile once more. I have no idea who I'm gonna find there. But they couldn't possibly do anything worse to me. I'll greet them with a smile. And do my best to build up a decent relationship with them. I figured since the both of us had been banished to the same cursed mansion, there would probably be other things we had in common. They are both victims of their father, man.
And so, I would forget it all. Get my life back. Get my smile back.
I hope she does. I hope she does.
And that was everything that led up to me arriving at the mansion. All the wounds I never wanted to open again.
And now she's stabbed, running in the rain, cold as hell, like... Michelle, why'd you have to do it to her like that?
I didn't want to think about that. I've been trying so hard to forget it. I wanted to forget all about it. So why? Why did you have to make me remember? All I did was believe. Believe that we could make things work. Why? How could you? God, I can't take it anymore. Man. Once the memories had broken free, they all flooded back with perfect clarity. Exactly how he ran his hands across me. Exactly where he hit me. where he cut me. Like I was going through it again, this very moment. The rain was cooling me down on the outside, but so much nauseating heat had built up in my gut. I vomited all over the ground. I threw up and threw up and threw up until there was nothing left but bile. And when I had nothing left to expel, the strength evacuated from my knees and I collapsed. I didn't know if everything was blurry because of the rain, or because my eyes had decided that they were done looking at anything. The whole world twisted before me. Michelle's no different. My attempts to get close to him, to always keep a smile on, it was all a waste. The look in his eyes was terrifying. Like he didn't believe in anything at all. So he probably wouldn't have believed me if I had told him the truth. If he's convinced I have an ulterior motive, there's probably no changing his mind. Such a cold rain. If I lie down here and go to sleep, I wonder if all the warmth will eventually drain from my body. Then I'll decompose and become part of the earth. You know, that might actually be nice. I'd like that. I always thought I didn't want to die. That I wanted to go back to the way things were. But who cares anymore? I did my best after all. That still got me nowhere. Cheerful Giselle was all just a farce. And when I'm dead, all my worry for my mom and sister will fade with me. Oh God, I doubt you have a place for me on high. I am, after all, an unclean woman. I had given up on living altogether. But even if I can't get into heaven, that's okay. I want release.
Man. Just like, man. The rain pitter-pattered down through the leaves overhead, chilling my skin. The cold spread through my flesh and into my bones. My heart and lungs and stomach freezing me like a block of ice. My consciousness drifted away from me, and the world slipped through my fingers. More than fear, I felt relief. Utter black. And that, I was sure, was the end of me. And she was telling us that. Because we were with her. We were going through this together.
And that, I was sure, was the end of me.
I am even now putting her through a harrowing experience. Digging up the memories she locked away. The past she wanted to pretend never happened. And laying it all about before her once more. But I must get her back to who she once was. Even if means forcing her to endure this. She must remember everything. Because I need to know. Why did she become the maid? And what secrets does this house hold? Yeah, it was a little weird there, yeah. Yeah, what? Even if it means forcing her to endure this, is how I'd write that.
You're... Michelle.
Yes. My name is Michelle. I am not the white-haired girl. The person you were searching for was the man who once hurt you deeply. Me.
Why?
What was her why referring to? Why I hurt her? Or why I'm here? Or perhaps, why I didn't show up until now? Not having an answer for her, I clench her cold hands in mine. I wonder, were her hands this cold that night too? There's still more we need to see though. And it's still too soon for me to apologize. When she's gotten everything back, only then can I. When she's reclaimed herself, that's when I must tell her. Now, let us return to our past. Gotta say, we are exactly on time to when we'd stop. I feel like that was like the perfect line, right? We're probably going to stop right here. Yeah, next time. Part 2 next time. Oh my gosh, that door. This game is incredible. Top 10 for a reason. Gotta say. What is on that visual novel top 10, by the way? Do I need to go to like, I think there's like VN database, right? Yeah, the doors keep going darker and darker. I wonder what door 6 is. Oh, damn. It's probably gonna delve more into Michelle. I have to wonder. Cause like, I'm sure we're both troubled. Both troubled together, you know? How do I sort by score? Visual novels. Ah, here it is. Rating. So we got Rants 10, Steins Gate, White Album 2, Move Love, Umineko, Muramasa? Sokuwaki Muramasa? Yo, what if we just do like a visual novel run? Well, I want to play more visual novels now. Yeah, and also Uta too. Because right under that too, we got Utawara Ramono. Is this, that looks like Mask of Truth. Then Umineko, then Tsukihime, Higurashi. Yeah. Not sure if Muramasa has a safer work though. Okay. I mean, also Rant, right? I mean, that being number 1 is something to consider. Yeah, Muramasa is just built different. I see. I'm just like scrolling through this real quick. But yeah, Fata Morgana right here. He left to spell ketchup everywhere. Damn, so like Aqua Plus and Leaf really do be like cooking, huh? I guess Leaf is who made White Album, but they were also Utawara Ramono, no? Like just they got like the visual novel heads on lock, a lot of tops. Yeah, okay. We see the vision, we get it. That expertise is apparent because it was just so good. Yeah. Sibahibi and Muramasa, I've heard good things, but I haven't read it yet. I see. White Album would probably be a great read. Yeah, I mean, with how much I've loved Fata Morgana, I totally see myself in the future, like, doing way more of these visual novels, because, like, gosh, a good story. You cannot beat a good story. Yeah, a good visual novel is a gem. Yeah, and harkening back to my, like, thing that I said earlier, like, being able to, like, talk about it with you guys is, like, so cool to me. It makes playing these just, like, that much more fun to me. So, yeah, I really do appreciate y'all sticking around and hanging by. Because, yeah, always look forward to whenever I can, you know, hop onto, like, a stream or a game or whatever and get to, like, experience something new. But, yeah, that is going to be it for us tonight. We got to make sure to pack our lunch, get ready to go to bed. I was dead tired today at work, so I'm going to try to get as much sleep as possible today. That being said, I guess let's, it looks like Eli's doing another ADHD stream. So I'm just going to go ahead and raid into him because it looks like he's the only one live on my subscribers at the moment. We're sending over some love over there. He recently also reached 200 subscribers, though I don't know if he is particularly interested in that regard, but it was something noteworthy that I saw. I was like, oh, neat. Anyways, let me post the link over here. Always takes me just a second to open up my YouTube studio again. Okay. And the usual message being, gosh, I need to, oh, I only copied the stream title. Whoops. I promise I'm prepared. Here we go. I copied the stream title to paste on Twitch. There we go. And we run it down. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps out events. I feel like I've done my glazing of you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. And until next time, have to get up early to go to a temp agency for my hire. And good luck with that too, Archeolus. Have a good rest of your night, y'all. Until next time. Oh, I might not stream tomorrow, by the way. I think I'm going to move Monochrome Monday to Tuesday. So I think Tuesday is going to be our next stream. I got to put the schedule together. And we'll see how we feel tomorrow, but I'm feeling we might move stream even earlier than 6:30. Actually, 6:30 might be good. Because I was tired, but I wasn't too tired to play. Yeah, GG's. Thank you. Until next time. Peace.